give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave.
All the kids under the age of 15, come on up here.
Hey, why don't you have a seat right over there?
Which you guys don't have to hear. All right, I take you to Florida. Florida man, 2023. This looks like November 12th, 2023. So just a few months ago, probably just getting the body cam footage out now. Deputy misinterpreted the sound of an acorn falling from the tree, striking his patrol vehicle as somebody firing on him. Now, I've read a lot about the cop. Okay, there's a couple of things we need to know about the cop that I don't think is getting, you know, reported on by the people just dunking on him. He is, from what I found, a West Point graduate and did 2 tours in Afghanistan, although did not see any combat. So a lot of people are saying, oh, it's PTSD. I suppose maybe, but he never saw any combat. So I don't know what the code for acorns fired is, but I also want to remind you that the individual that they arrested is in the vehicle. In the vehicle. Now, did you hear that? Acorn was just fired. You might not have heard it. It's at 9 seconds in. Now, somebody also said that there was some intel about somebody perhaps having a suppressed weapon in the area. Now, again, I can't confirm that. This is the guy you're supposed to hand your driver's license to at midnight in the dark. Ready? Acorn fired. That's all it was. Acorn fired. He jumps into a triple barrel roll while screaming, "Shots fired." Now, I don't know why he was barrel rolling. Perhaps he thought his legs didn't work.
Shots fired!
Gets back up, unholsters his weapon, continues to yell, "Shots fired." Now, I'm not sure what the rule is on showing things here on like YouTube, but you know, for the standalone video. But he then proceeds to unload multiple clips into his own vehicle after completing the serpentine. Serpentine! Now, here he acquires some target. I don't know what. I don't know what the target could possibly have been. He then unloads again. I'm gonna skip that part. Multiple clips. You can see the rounds ejecting here. Now he's using a side saddle laying on the ground tactical technique while he then unloads another magazine into his own vehicle, where again, as far as I've read, there is a suspect in the car and a person just walking around in the street. I don't know. By the way, he also said he was hit. Did I say clip? I thought I said magazine. I said magazine. What? Like, what is he?
I'm good. I feel weird, but I'm good.
I feel weird, but I'm good. What is he shooting? What is he aiming at?
I'm good.
Hi. Yes.
I came in at Kate's and to talk to you.
Okay. Usually we set
The
up
most
an appointment
insane
for
part
it.
is, yeah, when he
Most
screams
of
out
it-
that I got
have
hit.
you worked with us before?
I got hit.
Okay. Most of it
I'm
you'll
sorry,
be able
if
to
I
do
said clip,
online
obviously I
anyway.
meant magazine.
And then we'll set up an appointment for you just to do the food
He's
safety.
he's still crawling around acting like he's been hit, but he was not.
Did you grab one of the cards upstairs?
No.
Okay. These are the same ones that are upstairs. I'm just going to write down where you need to go. Once that's done, just text the office number here.
What is
and
he?
I'll send you some onboarding tests. You can do it all on your phone.
It might have hit my vest. Shout out
The
to the
only part you'll have to
Tesla
do here is just the little
protecting
food
him.
safety thing. All right?
I used to be at Shea. I used to be at Shop, so.
Okay. So you kind of get what most of
Yeah.
those type of rules are.
Yeah.
Now, according to the report,
Okay.
on November 12th, 2023, an incident
Actually,
involving Oscar
if you want to
County
do it
Sheriff's
here, you can
deputies
do it
in
right
Fort
here if
Walton
you
Beach,
want.
Florida,
Since you're,
led
do
to
you
the
have some
resignation
time?
of a Deputy Jesse
All right, we'll do it
Hernandez
here.
following
Hi,
an
how can I help you?
officer-involved incident, responding to a disturbance involving
Yes, it
Marquise
is.
Jackson,
Sorry, I'm writing
accused of
something down for him.
GTA and making threats. Deputies
Go ahead, go ahead.
apprehended Jackson after the individual reported his possession of a firearm and a suppressor. It's not called a silencer. So
Okay.
that's
Have you
the
worked with us
one,
before?
the out,
Okay,
right?
that's fine. Okay,
First of
no
all,
worries,
if you've
no worries.
actually
And you're eligible to
ever-
work?
Yes.
Okay.
If you've
All right,
actually ever fired a
do you have a
weapon
phone
with a
with you?
suppressor on
A
it, it's
smartphone
not
with you?
exactly quiet.
All right,
It's
I
not
can
the
do it.
movies.
Well, I had a bunch of
the
people
movies,
scheduled
you hear
today. None of them showed up. So
It's
all
way
you guys
louder than
are,
that. It's still over
are
100
great. You're
decibels
kind of
usually.
replacing the ones I had coming in anyway.
If you are shooting like
Have a seat at the table there. Go
Subsonic
ahead and break out your
ammo,
ID. Do you have your social with you too?
with a suppressor and a 22,
Oh, you have it with you?
You can probably
okay,
go
that's
without your
perfect.
pro.
It's
That's
either
like
social
how it really
security or
is.
birth certificate. So, yeah, go ahead and have a seat, and we'll get rolling. All right, Justin, you are in the system, so all I got to do is send you an update.
My dog
of
does
stuff.
not
Let me
like.
see
I
what
don't
we got
know
here.
if he is.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is he? What is he even
Is your
aiming at?
I don't want
I don't know
your email
what
out
in the
loud.
heck is going on with this individual. At no point does he
Is that
like
your email still?
come out of this psychosis of like, no, I actually wasn't
Is?
hit.
Okay.
He's
All right,
like
you can access that
completely
on your phone. All right, now if you
insane.
guys have issues with the signal down here, you can jump on our Wi-Fi.
During the
It's,
ongoing
password's on
investigation,
the top
Hernandez
drawer of my file
mistakenly
cabinet.
interpreted an acorn hitting the patrol car
Go ahead and
as
get
a shot,
yourself
resulting in
online
both
and
Hernandez
I'll
and
get you
Sergeant
the
Bev
website.
Roberts, both of them,
My file cabinet over here.
both of them discharged their
Right here,
weapons
top drawer. Just the capital IES lowercase
into the
wireless.
vehicle with the suspect handcuffed inside.
All right, I'm gonna send you first a link to
There was
Justin to
a
reset your
suspect
password.
handcuffed inside
you'll
the
do that, and
vehicle,
then you log
unable to
back
protect
into,
himself,
do
and
the,
both officers
onboarding
fired
test.
probably 60 rounds
Everything pretty much now is
into the car.
electronic except for.
I don't know
safety
what
stuff.
in the heck he was even shooting at. And miraculously, no injuries were reported, and subsequent investigations, Judge Hernandez's response was not objectively reasonable, leading to his resignation, even though he was not charged with anything. Man did 3 flips, emptied the mag into his own car over an acorn. And this is supposed to be who you show your license to at 2 a.m. Now, a lot of people are pointing to the fact
Gable?
that it might be PTSD. I don't think so.
Not the Vectrum one, but the Impact.
I mean, first of all, I don't know who trained these officers, if they were the
Either
same
one,
people that
2.4
trained
or the 5.
stormtroopers, but
Yeah,
3
either
mags
one
from
works.
one officer, and I don't know how many from the
And
other,
then
and
that's-
not a single on
did you-
target.
Did it get it connected for you, or do you want me to help you?
If I went outside my house
It's connected.
and
Oh,
did a
okay.
house
You're
or a
good.
yard
Yeah, you're
pop,
good.
into the air,
Just open
I
your
would
browser.
probably get a ticket. No, maybe not where I live, but you get what I'm saying. At minimum, reckless discharge of a weapon, reckless endangerment, all that stuff. This guy was out of
And you'll get
control.
an
He didn't
email
even have a
with a
clear
bunch of
target and
tests
simply
on it,
emptied his
too,
weapon
just
into the
sent
car.
that.
He should have just been fired but prosecuted for endangering the lives of everyone in that area. He was rolling around the ground like there was some incoming mortar fire. I mean, funny how they can just resign. All good, go home. Why not arrest and charge? Nobody even knows what he was shooting at. I mean, this is just a bad, bad cop. He did all that for an acorn. I mean, and by the way, like, why did he yell out that he was hit? You know, like, what is he talking about? Now,
It's
again,
IES
from what I
Corp,
found is
IESCORP.net.
Deputy Hernandez said he attended West Point and was an infantry officer in Special Forces for the Army for 10 years. Deputy Hernandez says he had 2 combat rotations in Afghanistan, but noted he was an officer, he was never in direct combat. Even if it was PTSD, it's still a crime. I mean, I don't even know, people will say, here's the time frame. At 0.33 second, Acorn comes into frame. Acorn
You're
strikes
good.
the roof.
Okay.
Deputy Hernandez, right hand into frame. Deputy Hernandez continue to raise. I mean, like, are you kidding me? An acorn. An acorn. If you were a regular citizen and you, in a densely populated neighborhood, fired 3 magazines into a car, first of all, okay, just that is a crime, obviously. And let's not forget, There was a person inside the vehicle. There was a person inside the vehicle. Ready? It's right around here. Wait, listen. That's, you can hear it's like, it does sound like if it was a distant suppressed. Even if he thought, even if it was around, even if it was around, what on earth was he shooting at?
There you go. All right. Apply it to
What
this.
on earth was he firing at?
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
What's with the rolls?
Shots fired!
What is? Here's you. I think there's another officer just standing out there. Like, what is he shooting at? 1, 2, 3 magazines. Dives across the street. Pretends. I mean, what is going on?
Yeah, Monroe. Should be a drop down for. It'll be IES
Whoever
Ohio
was in
/
that-
Monroe.
Whoever was in that
Ohio
vehicle is going to
region.
get a lot of money. And it's just, I mean, look, I support our police. I think, you know, look, most of them hopefully are good, but this guy should not have been on the job. A lot of people say it looks like a PTSD episode. I don't know. From what? I don't necessarily think I would call this PTSD. He didn't seem shell-shocked. He didn't seem... I don't know. I have a hard time giving this guy the benefit of the doubt. I don't, because, you know, was he high? What is he going to do if he goes to the movie theater and the popcorn machine goes off? The fact that he wasn't charged at all is very frustrating. During the investigation, Hernandez was initially adamant that shots had been fired. He said that he did not have prior law enforcement experience, but that he trained at West Point and served as an infantry and special forces officer for a decade, which included 2 rotations in Afghanistan. Eventually, investigators showed him a frame-by-frame footage of an acorn hitting the car. Acorn, Hernandez said. Acorn, the investigator responded. The incident is a stunning example of police incompetence and law enforcement's willingness to use deadly force against the public, lest it simply become fodder for social media jokes. It's worth looking at how Oskaloosa County Sheriff's Office handled the issue and the effects it had on Jackson, who was severely psychologically impacted and damaged for life. Well, of course, those are the words you use, you know, in order to get paid out. White cop, black perp too, of course. Yikes. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I give this. Like, you can tell PTSD from a video. Well, I'm not saying he had PTSD. I'm saying that people are postulating that as an excuse for his behavior. I don't give the man that same, you know, benefit of the doubt. That's just my opinion. If he did have PTSD, he went 50 years of his life and it was never diagnosed. Right? The guy went 50 years and never had it diagnosed. Not by the Army, not by the police. Police still hired him.
Pretty much, I think.
I've seen PTSD in real
Sorry,
life.
I'm not. I
There's
already
a
told
guy,
him, but just so you know, I'm
very nice guy.
doing
I don't know if
a
he's still
Zoom
alive
call at the
anymore.
same time. So
Just a huge mountain of a
hear me
man who
talking
served
to
in
my
Vietnam. And we were at the bar one night, and some song came on.
pretty much just
Some
a
song
class.
came on with like military choppers
So
in
I
it.
just- I don't have to do a
And
whole lot
he
of
was pretty drunk, but he
contributing.
he's a big guy, just as tall as me and maybe meatier. He like hit the floor and was like rolling around and being like, you know, get down, get down, get down. Like, he was fucking dead serious. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. Like, it's just, you know, it's a song on the radio. Like, I've seen people have PTSD. Like, I'm sure it comes out in many ways. But that guy did not seem like he was having some sort of flashback PTSD thing. He was in the moment. He was hallucinating. It wasn't PTSD, you know? I don't think that can happen. Yeah, yeah. There's very toxic culture in the military when it comes to getting diagnosed. PTSD is one of those. Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. People at the bar, other old timers, kind of had seen it happen a few times before, and I was just friendly with him. He's probably in his 60s. I'm friends with a lot of like older, like daytime people at the bar, And
I won't see where you've traveled to.
I didn't know what it was. I'm like, what the fuck do we do? And they're just like, let him be, you know, don't, you know. And eventually he was just like, got up,
Gotcha.
he was embarrassed or whatever,
Gotcha.
and just left. Yeah, I feel weird, but I'm good. Needs a drug test. Yeah. The VA is complete shit, garbage fire. PTSD takes many forms, from choking your wife while you're asleep to... Okay. Okay, maybe it is PTSD. That could be. That could be. Squirrel Team 6. That is exactly what a PTSD freakout looks like. As for diagnosis, you can never expect a veteran to be properly diagnosed with anything. Okay, well, thanks for the education. So, perhaps auditory sensitivity can trigger. Well, I wonder if there were any other... I wonder how long he'd been a cop. I wonder if that was his first call. You know, I don't know. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's fast. It's super fast.
Yeah, maybe his spider senses were already up because he was getting, you know, arrested. Yeah. He could have gotten a quick contact high of fentanyl while wrestling with a bad guy. Yeah, there's possibility. It's definitely possible. If you're labeled PTSD, is it true that you cannot then get a gun license? I'm sure that's true. Of course. I'm sure that's true. Good thing you don't need a license to own a gun. I think an old boxer guy in the neighborhood that would start swinging if he heard somebody just say ding ding. His nickname in the city was Ding Ding. Yeah, it could be. Actually, I'm gonna add this to that video. Hold on a second. I just want to add this to the video at the end, or maybe I'll cut it in somewhere in a different section of the video. But after getting a little more educated from my chat on my Rumble stream, which you should be in at 1 Eastern, Monday through Fridays, I guess I'm more convinced now that it could have been some sort of PTSD freakout. I got a little quick education from my viewers. Still, obviously, failures at all levels, but that is a absolute wild scene. All right, I'll put that in the video. Thanks for... I listen, you know, to chat. There is contact death from fentanyl. Yeah, I've seen that happen. I've seen cops who just touched it, like, have immediate reactions. There's, like, body cam footage of somebody who just touched it. And he, like, his body shuts down. I think they have to give him CPR. Yeah, we need more information. Yeah. I suspect that man was probably failed at many levels, you know? I'm not sure the PTSD... I mean, the reason I'm less inclined to believe PTSD is because he was never in combat. You know? But I guess you don't know.
Yeah. I just typed that in as well as chat.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. That's a nice compliment. Okay. So, the war between... That was proven fake. The cop had nothing in his system. Why were they giving him CPR? Are you... The video I'm talking about, he definitely absorbed fentanyl and had to be revived, I think, with Narcan or something like that. You don't have to be in combat to get PTSD. It's just a high-stress situation, not properly processing it. Yeah. When all the normals are discharged, this is what's left. Yeah, that's true, too. So, there's an ongoing war between multi-millionaire conservative pundits. Have you seen what's going on out there in the streets? Out there in the streets between multi-millionaire baby-buying conservative pundits. Tucker Carlson taking a shot at Ben Shapiro. Dave Rubin sucking Ben Shapiro's wang, trying to defend him and calling Tucker Carlson anti-Semitic. Then Candace Owens standing for Tucker Carlson. It's a mess. It's like every time I see this, I think of that one scene. This scene.
Losing his mind. And I'm reaping all the benefits.
Hey, Jacob.
So let's start at the beginning, which is actually this David Baby Buyer Rubin clip. Now you tell me if I don't want to poison the well. I think Dave Rubin is making an implication. You tell me if I'm right or if I'm reaching. Because I always listen to my chat. You know, I'm open to being wrong. Wrong all the time.
I want to ask you one other thing related to this, since I brought up Tucker a couple of times. He's been somewhat critical of you. I actually think kind of unfairly, and I defended you on my show a couple of weeks ago, basically saying,
"Oh, please, please, Papa Ben Shapiro." Anyway,
that you were too overly emotive about Israel and what was going on there, and I think there's some subtle overtones that come with that.
What does he mean by that? I'm going to play it again. What is Dave Rubin saying about Tucker Carlson?
That you were too overly emotive about Israel and what was going on there, and I think there's some subtle overtones that come with that.
Sure.
To me, Dave Rubin is calling Tucker Carlson anti-Semitic. That's what I think he's doing. That's what I think he's implying. That's what I think he's implying. Am I out of control there, or do you think that that's what he's saying? Am I wrong?
All right, let's pull up yours now. Get you some stuff sent over. Should show up the dashboard here. Let me see. There you are.
That's what I think.
Love how this works. Nice when the system's actually working the way it's supposed to.
That's what I mean. I think that's what I think. All right, I'm tweeting it. Subtle overtones. What did Dave Rubin mean by that? I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Wait, Dave Rubin implies Tucker Carlson is anti-Semitic for criticizing Ben Shapiro. Subtle overtones. What did Dave Rubin mean by that? I said that correctly, right? Don't send. I think he is implying that. It must be nice to have 3,500 people screen your tweets before you send them. Yeah. Oh, this is misspelled. Spelled. Thank you. You think I'm incorrect? You don't think? Well, what do you think he means by it then?
And if you don't have it, I'll give you a pay card. I usually wait to give them out until you start.
What do you think he means by subtle overtones?
Because they only work
with
us. So.
What is my what am I misinterpreting? I'm not disagreeing. I'm asking.
Well, no, the drug screen, you're just giving us permission. It's not required for the job. It's only if you appear intoxicated, or if you come up on a random, or if you get in an accident. But you have to have given us authorization to do it ahead of time. Yeah, we're not going to do one today. And right now, because the laws here in Michigan, they consider cannabis the same as alcohol.
He's talking about Tucker Carlson.
Just like we wouldn't expect you to come into work after drinking, don't come into work after
and there are subtle overtones that come with that. What are those overtones?
Just have to convey the rule.
I want to ask you one other thing related to this, since I brought up Tucker a couple of times. He's been somewhat critical of you. I actually think.
I seen a guy was at Speedway this morning.
On my show a couple of weeks ago, basically saying that you were too overly emotive about Israel and what was going on there. And
I quit smoking just about a year and a half ago. I'm so glad.
That come with that.
And I bought him them by the packs.
What are the Jack? Take the space out between.
That's
the
even
full
more.
mark and the subtle. Oh, good catch.
Jesus
Thank you.
Christ. I vape still, but
Okay.
that's like $20
I'll
a
say,
week for
is
juice.
baby buying. I'm just gonna go all the way. I'm gonna go all the way. I love it. Implying Tucker Carlson is anti-Semitic for criticizing Ben Shapiro. I mean, right?
I sent you this. You should have something in your email. Oh no, you already said. Yeah, okay.
What is Dave Rubin's actual Twitter? He has me blocked anyway. I'll just do this. All right. I sent it. Now you guys better like it and retweet it then. Dual loyalty smear. Oh, I missed the dash. I can still fix it. All right, better like and retweet it then. You guys all told me to send it.
One's fine. Actually, normally that's what I tell you to do anyway. I don't care about anything after the last one. Just,
There you go.
and then all done?
Yep.
All right, I'll pull you up in just a second. Let me finish
I mean,
doing
I
this
think
one.
that's what he's implying. Am I off base? I think he's implying that Tucker Carlson is
through it?
anti-Semitic. How about you stay out of it? No shot.
You should have got an email with the link.
No shot. I'm staying out of this. Too much good drama to be written off.
Is it this one?
Well, the first one is just to establish your password. Did you do that when you set up the application? So do that one first. Set up your password.
Remember when
and then
Dave
click on the
Rubin
link
had
and
a?
it'll- I think it'll let you do it on the
Rubin
first
had a
one. You
total
can do it too,
meltdown
though, but yeah, just
because
open it
people
up.
who weren't blue check marks, he was seeing their replies.
And set
Before
your
you
password.
defend Dave Rubin,
All right. Now your username is your email address.
before you defend Dave Rubin, remember that he doesn't want to see your opinion unless you were an old verified checkmark. Remember that? Remember Dave Rubin had a meltdown, and so did Jeremy Boring. They both had a meltdown because they were no longer able to filter you out. Remember that? Yeah, we no shot. We stir the pot in here. That's a fact. Put it on a T-shirt. Remember when, Jeremy Boring, I roasted him, and then they both blocked me. Dave Rubin and Jeremy Boring were whining that just anybody could get a blue checkmark, and now their menchies were full of the unwashed masses. That's what they wanted. Yes, let's go. Keep it going out there.
Eleb.
15 retweets,
put
40
Eleb.
likes. You guys can do way better than that.
What?
Let's
I'll
stir
fix
the
it.
pot.
Oh, can I make that?
Yeah,
Stir it up, boys and
Ellen
girls.
Bradley. I'll fix it.
Dave Rubin is a grifter. Yes, of course. Everyone knows that.
It's
They all
yeah, it's
pretend.
tough on the
Dave
phone.
Rubin. Dave
I
Rubin is the.
I can't
token
wait.
gay
They're supposed to be giving
that
me some nice little
conservatives use
like
as a shield.
Samsung tabs
I don't have anything problems
where
with
you can
gay
you know,
people. I like Dave Rubin.
nice size screens to be able to do these with. But it's been
So
out
then,
there.
Tucker Carlson goes on Russell Brand's show and says this.
I've got 4 draft age children. So if you're playing recklessly fast and loose with their lives, then I have a right to despise you, and I do. So if you're Nikki Haley who's running for president, or Ben Shapiro, or half the people I see on television casually mentioning the possibility of nuclear war, or
Yep.
sending Americans
Just put
to
the
fight
password
in the
that you created there.
or in any way involving us in a war that
And
has
then you should
nothing
see
to
some
do with
onboarding tasks
prosperity
in there
and peace
already
at
when you
home,
get in there.
nothing in other words to do with us Americans, then I have a right to call you out and be really offended because it's my family. They live here. It's not a joke to me. There's nothing abstract about it. I've got 4 draft age children. So if you're playing recklessly fast and loose with their lives, then I have a right to despise you. And I...
That's what Tucker says. Okay. To which Ben Shapiro replies, Tucker is simply lying about my position. Now, I've got the payoff for you, boys and girls. When I say boys, I mean, B-O-I-S. Whoa, anti-Semitic much, Tucker Carlson? Here goes Jeremy on his daily. Every other content creator but me is a grifter. What a lame grifter. Hey, I am a grifter. Has anybody in chat ever heard me say that I am not a
If you're not going to do
grifter?
the direct deposit now, just leave that alone.
Have
and
you
do the other ones?
heard by the way, of this great company called Coffee Brand Coffee.
Speaking of that,
it's the only non-grift coffee available on the market. Promo code the Quartering to save and support the channel. Look at that. There my face is right on the website. 3,100 5-star reviews. What does a true grifter say? Buy my coffee to own the libs, guys. Coffeebrandcoffee.com, promo code the Quartering. Buy my coffee to own the libs. Now that is a grift. Buy my $25 six-pack of shitty beer to own the libs, guys. That guy's totally a conservative.
What's that?
Buy my shitty calendar. It goes to support veterans. 1% of profit goes to veterans. I'm definitely a grifter, though. Buy a mug that says liberal tears on it. Anyway. Where was I? So Tucker replies. Tucker says, I'm sorry, Ben Shapiro replies and says,
You remember the...
how are you a proud grifter but bash Candace Owens for being a grifter? Well, here's the thing about Candace Owens. I want you to... I'm going to give you some homework, okay? You can open a new window and listen and then come back after you've read up. I want you to Google something called social autopsy and red pill black. And then I want you to look at Candace Owens' newly found hardline conservative position. Then come back, and if that doesn't fill in the blanks for you, then we can talk about it. I got an email this morning from Black Rifle Coffee. They're apparently not the official UFC coffee. Were they? They aren't honest about their grip. Yes, exactly. All I want you to do is be honest. That is the comment. Who wrote that? Stubbs McNasty. That you are 100% right. My grift is to be entertaining and hopefully you enjoy my coffee. I don't pretend buying my coffee owns the libs or fights the culture war. Bullshit like that. I don't put out products that are piss water and say, oh, buy my beer because to stick it to Bud Light. That's a grift, and they pretend that they care about you, but they don't care about you. I grift because I care about you.
Just go, let's see, whatever's highlighted.
Oh, they are now the UFC coffee. Good for them. I'll tell you this about Black Rifle Coffee. They've always been nice to me. Both owners of that company are in my cell phone, and anytime I had questions about coffee-related things, they answered it. They've always been cool to me. Now, obviously, I disagree with their stance on Kyle Rittenhouse and that kind of stuff that they did. But those guys have actually been really nice to me. So anyway. Is Tim Pool grifting with his coffee? No, I don't think so. See, I think I tune in to get grifted. So, because Tim doesn't say any bullshit like, buy my coffee to fight the culture war. He just has coffee, right? As far as I know, it's not as good as mine, not even close. It's drop-shipped garbage. But he doesn't say, that's not a grift. That's him diversifying his business. Selling $20 chocolate bars, him chocolate bars, that's a grift. So does that difference make sense? Selling shit to own the libs is a grift. Selling shit to support your business is not a grift. I say like lovingly about grift, but it's different. If you are implying that buying shit from you as a creator is fighting the culture war, that's a bullshit grift. That's one of the things that holds back Coffee Brand Coffee from growing. If I sold some bullshit liberal tears blend and dementia Joe Biden blend and all this stuff, it would probably sell better. But I want it to stand on actually being good coffee. You know what I mean?
Actually got not a strike, but just a warning.
DW Jeremy's boring razors is a grift.
Audio book in the background while driving.
That I think is not a grift. They're selling a razor. They launch it at the perfect time to give people an alternative to Gillette. I think that's fine. I don't know if they're any good or not. You know what I mean? That's I think that's fine. Speaking of grifting, King of Biltong, hey, good afternoon from Anton's in Roanoke, Texas. Free shipping for your Biltong with code THEQ on BiltongUSA.com and AntonUSA.com. Own the vegans. Buy Biltong. Check out our new URL. I'm all out of Biltong, Anton. You're gonna have to. You don't have to send me some. I'm gonna have to order some. PBD is a fake conservative. Yes, PBD is a grifter. You know, PBD. I fight censorship, and you're cowards. You're cowards if you don't fight censorship. But I'm not gonna put my content on new tech. Okay. Grifter is one of those words that can mean multiple things. Like, bad. Like, she looks bad. Like, in a good way. Or she smells bad in a bad way. Anyway, let's get back to this. PBD is a smart businessman. Undeniable. Isn't he worth like $300 million? It's undeniable. Undeniable. And I mean, I think he, you know, I don't, it doesn't matter. Right, you're right on PBD. One for 4 today. Solid. Hey, 250 batting average would probably get you a starting job on the Brewers. Jeremy's basic powder actually really good without the bullshit back then. They're made with natural products. Oh, see, that's good. Yeah. See, I said it wasn't a grift. I wonder, do you think I should test that? Should I test like a Joe Biden dementia blend? And then should I test some stupid flavors? See how they sell. What's going on with Ricada? I haven't watched him in a bit. I think he's fine. He was streaming last night, I think.
When I put today, is today's higher date?
Yeah, it won't let you put any day beyond today,
like
so
this
yeah,
date
just
by
put that in.
STD234.
Doesn't mean anything.
The way X pays on impressions encourages the alt media to fall in line and creates an
For the
echo
tax
chamber.
form?
Many of the alt creators are paid off now. Some don't even realize it. I'd agree with that, actually.
I honestly don't understand why that state tax form wants some of that
Yeah,
information that they request. Why do they need your
Yeah, Joe Biden dementia blend. It's so good, you'll forget you drink it.
But it is the state of Michigan we're talking about.
I feel like I would be abandoning my morals. I literally called it Coffee Brand Coffee because I didn't want it to be cringe, like cringe liberal tears shit, you know? Joe Biden's dementia blend is then making Coffee Brand Coffee political. Yes, I know. That's why I can't do it. I can't do it. It would be funny to sell a bag that is only half full and call it Build Back Better. And it's the same price, but you get half as many beans. Oh, he's been on Rumble ever since the Pavlovsky interview? Okay, well, that's good to hear. That's good. Yeah, seasonal special. Who supplies your beans, though? I have like 40 different suppliers. Each bean is, you know, it depends where it's, where it's from, right? I don't have one supplier for my beans. That's like, there's this like infographic that goes around on Twitter every few days. Like that fucking idiot, what's his name, tweeted it and was like, "Is this true?" Like just trying to start an internet fight because he's a 70-year-old man that only, like, he's concerned with lame ass drama. Of course, it's not true. You know, I have like, it depends really, because seasonally, you know, for example, like the flavors those generally come from one place, but you know, my Ethiopians come from another place, my Colombians come from another place, my Roaster's Choices each month come from a different place. So, yeah, I will keep CBC pure, of course. What I could do is just launch a single landing page. That's what I should do. Is just launch like one-off. What do you call them? Like when clothing people do them? It's called where it's like a one-time sale, a drop. That is like not on Coffee Brand Coffee, but Coffee Brand Coffee would just supply the beans for the blend, right? Where it's like, Dementia Joe blend is on its own website, not affiliated with Coffee Brand Coffee. I mean, that's what I should do as a test. Like, pick a new blend that I like, maybe like a super light blend, like high triple caffeinated or something, and do a limited run. Yeah, like a limited run. But do not put it on Coffee Brand Coffee, and don't like associate Coffee Brand Coffee with it, and see how it sells. You know. I don't think it's in good fun, by the way, to put out when you know it's misinformation. When you get an infographic from a fucking pathetic loser subreddit that spends all day obsessing about me and then posting it, that's not in good fun. You know, that's not in good fun. That's cringe. A 70-year-old man trying to get the attention. This guy makes millions of dollars on comics. What the fuck does he care? It's pathetic. But anyway. Yeah, pop-up coffee shop, but just not, you know, it's not like completely unrelated to Coffee Brand Coffee. You know, Rise with Orange Man Light Roast. I love that. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, like just have like dedicated drops that are purposely political and just see how it sells. I mean, it would cost
look at the
nothing.
example for some reason.
I mean, I'd have to find. I wouldn't want to sell anything that's available on Coffee Brand Coffee, so it would have to be
for the, if it's a
like a totally different blend. You know what I mean?
Oh, there it is. All right. Yeah. Believe me, every form is different too. I completely understand how, because everybody ends up as
distilled dementia. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm way off. By the way, shout out everyone who's here. Really good viewership this week. A little lighter than last week, but it's just a drama grift. Calm down. I know, but it's like purpose. I get it, but it's you know, if I were to put something out disparaging about his product that I knew was untrue, that's not really a drama grift. You know, he could have put anything. Oh, he was beat up by a man in a dress. Is that true? And I wouldn't have cared. But he was trying to disparage my business by putting out knowingly false information. I mean, that is like literal defamation. Or libelous? Libelous is printed, right? Whatever. I mean, it's not like I'm going to sue over it. I don't give a shit. But I mean, I don't think it was all in good fun. I think he, you know, if I started saying heinous shit about his comic books, I think he'd be pretty upset, right? Why not start a second coffee company that is Liberal Tears Coffee and see how it does against Coffee Brand Coffee? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what that's the only way, because Coffee Brand Coffee has to stand on its own, you know? Okay. Holy shit, I'm sorry. Okay. So Tucker says this about Ben. Ben says, Tucker's simply lying about my position. I've been calling for a negotiated end to the Ukraine war, freezing the lines of conflict since early on in the war. I have never called for American boots on the ground. I do believe that's true. I don't think I've ever heard him call for that. I could be wrong. You guys let me know. What's my thought on starting a candy shop? It's got to be artisanal, it's got to be expensive, and it's got to have an angle. He's never called for boots on the ground. I don't believe he has. I have never called for American boots to defend Israel. That's a lie, which I'm about to show you. I've invited Tucker to sit down multiple times over the past few weeks to clear the air and discuss our differences. He said he's willing, but his team has told me that he's busy for months because of all of his foreign travel. That offer remains open. Well, the thing is, Ben Shapiro has absolutely called for boots on the ground. I mean, he has absolutely flippantly talked about nuclear war. What happened to the hot sauce idea? The problem with the hot sauce idea, it's still something I want to do, but getting good at it. There's so many hot sauces.
You have access to them.
Like, I have to dedicate months So Ben Shapiro says, "Oh, I've never been flippant about discussing nuclear war." Well,
They say that I want America to fight wars for Israel. Nope. Nope.
You're
First
good.
of all, Israel can take care of herself.
you're good, Bill.
If Israel is forced to the wall, the possibility of nuclear exchange is extremely high.
There you go. He absolutely has flippantly talked about nuclear exchange. Bill Dozer, you're good, dude. I'm not mad about it. I just, you know what I mean? It's personal because it's my business, you know? I've been building that company for 2 years, and when I know what he was doing, he was purposely, attacking my business.
All right, Justin, what is your first preference
I don't think
for
that's
shift?
cool or funny.
All right.
But
Okay.
it's not like I lost
You're good to
sleep
go,
over it.
man. As soon as I hear something from them, I'll reach out to you, okay?
So Ben Shapiro
All right,
is
phone
wrong
number's
here.
updated
He
in the
definitely
forms you filled out.
has
All right.
flippantly talked about
Plus you
nuclear
texted
war.
me recently, so that's okay. All right.
That is why it is very important that the United States provide the material aid to Israel.
Sorry? Not how I start you anymore. I gave away a bunch of them, and they never got
Again.
used. And then
They say that I want
what
America
happens
to fight
is
wars for Israel.
I don't
Nope.
get new ones until
all,
I
Israel can
issue
take
them
care of
and they're actually activated.
If
And I
Israel
was
is
passing
forced
them out to a
wall,
lot of people
the
that never
possibility of
started,
nuclear
so I
exchange
wasn't
is
getting
extremely high.
my
That
supply
is why it is very
resupply.
important
So
that the
I'll make
United
sure I
States
get it to you
provide
if
material
we
aid to Israel.
do get you started.
Speaking of that cursed subreddit, I saw
If it's
someone on
registered
there
with us,
say
sure, it'll still work,
they
as long
found
as
your
it's not
phone number and
expired.
address. Took a
Yeah, if it's not
screenshot
expired.
if you want it.
And if,
Yeah,
and
you
if it
can
is
email
expired,
to me.
you could call the number. They'll mail you a new one.
I feel like if they're doxing me in there, I'm going to report it. I've let it exist for a very long time, even though that there's, heinous shit going on in there. But if they're doxing in there, then I'm just going to have it shut down. So Ben Shapiro has absolutely talked about, now did he say boots on the ground? No. Happy Mars, I agree with that. It's not technically boots on the ground. But if you go back to Tucker Carlson's quote, he said boots on the ground or nuclear war.
I've got 4 draft-age children. So if you're playing recklessly, fast and loose with their lives, then I have a right to despise you, and I do. So if you're Nikki Haley, who's running for president, or Ben Shapiro, or half the people I see on television casually mentioning the possibility of nuclear war, or sending Americans to fight in the Middle East, or in any way involving us in a war that has nothing to do with prosperity and peace at home, nothing, in other words, to do with us, Americans, then I have a right to call you out and be really offended, because it's my family. They live here. It's not a joke to me. There's nothing abstract about it. I've got...
So,
I agree. That was an argument I had yesterday.
I think
on Twitter.
if you take the part now, Tucker says boots on the ground, which I'm sure that I heard Democrats talk about in terms of Ukraine. I believe Chuck Schumer insinuated that, right? Pretty sure Chuck Schumer insinuated that.
He did.
So there are people out there talking about American boots on ground. Tucker's talking about people are flippantly talking about nuclear conflict. Ben Shapiro did talk about nuclear conflict. So, I mean, but then things get even spicier, friends. Candace Owens gets involved. And she weighs in. I would say that Candace is probably angling for a job with Tucker Carlson. That's my guess. She's constantly retweeting his interviews, this, that, and the other thing. And you see this, Dave Rubin. The disaffected liberals need a new home that isn't on fire. I, for one, would love to see Tucker Carlson and Ben Shapiro work it out. Yeah, why wouldn't you insert yourself into, that? Yes. Oh, he blocked me.
Okay. That's fine. If you just click one, you don't have to put anything down there. It automatically
Then
claims
Candace
you.
Owens says, I hope they work it out, but it's not entirely honest for you to reframe what happened here. Tucker was attacked first multiple times at the end of last year. and he wasn't the only one. The high road is simply saying sorry, not trying to reframe what happened. So she calls out Dave Rubin. And like this, the conservative ink is fracturing. And here's the thing. You see, yup, Dave Rubin has selective memory in this case. Candace replies, he has recently started treating the public like they are stupid, in my view. The I'm friends with everyone shtick to establish moral authority, followed by a spin on what happened. I will gladly invite Dave on my show to discuss this, though. No beef, just how I see it. You know, I didn't get this far by suckling at the teat of Big Con. You know, when even though I don't think that Steven Crowder should have released the things that he did in the way that he did, he was definitely right about Big Con, you know. He was right that they all fall in line. They're all elitists. Guy like Jeremy Boring hates you. Dave Rubin hates you. He would never hang out with you. He doesn't even like that you're able to see his tweets by having a blue check mark. Are there good people that are part of these organizations? I'm sure there are. You know, Michael Knowles seems pretty cool. You know, in terms of people whose content I consume, I'm sure there are good people at the Blaze, you know. But once you start getting all this money, and let's not pretend Steven Crowder isn't super rich either, but I mean, once you're in like Conservative Inc., yeah, I like Conservative Inc. infighting. American cream will rise to the top. Yeah. I think a lot of this has to do with money drying up. Earnings on YouTube are about half of what they were last year. If you look at channel growth, okay, and make no mistake about it, friends, the Daily Wire absolutely positively cares about YouTube revenue. We saw Matt Walsh have a hissy fit about getting demonetized. You know, they only embraced Rumble when they got bullied by their own people, right? But if I look at, like, let's look at Ben's channel. Is it just Ben Shapiro on YouTube? Yes. Okay. The guy is doing just fine. Averages 110 million views a month. Adds 100,000 subscribers a month. Now, a lot of those are paid for. They do a lot of advertising. But if you look, there's something weird that goes on with
Social Security number.
This is what I'm talking about, okay?
Those are all common things that
this is what I'm talking about as a YouTuber, right?
So
Ben Shapiro uploaded this video an hour ago, okay? It has 6,000, let's say 7,000 views. He has 7 million subscribers, and he's got 7,000 views on a video released an hour ago. All of these views that they end up getting, they end up boosting these videos to get their views up. For a guy with 7 million subscribers, this video should have, I don't know, 100,000 views in the first hour. That's very odd. But then if you look, oh, then they get 300,000 over time, 500,000 over time. It's my opinion that they spend money to boost these videos to keep his views up. I mean, he uploaded this video 6 days ago, and it doesn't even have 100,000 views, and he has 7 million subscribers.
All this computer and tech stuff now. I'm old
It's the way the
There's
world
something
is
fishy
now, I
going
know.
on there, right?
14 probably could do this way better than me.
If you look at him on Rumble, Here's a video he uploaded 2 hours ago, and it already has. Is this the no? Is this the same episode 1905? Is this? Yeah. So
It's fine. I mean,
he has
whenever it changes, just give us a shout.
7,000 views in 2 hours on YouTube.
Okay. Just shoot me a text to the office number.
10,000
Say,
views
hey,
on Rumble.
Okay.
You know, Alan. Okay. No big deal at all. All right, I'm going to pull you up just to make sure you are in the system.
Isn't that odd?
Or, I mean, you have completed one. I'm also answering like 40 text messages right now.
I gotta get it.
I am doing the ultimate multitask rolling here.
I was doing data installment and the companies like Sonics and Rite Aid and stuff like that. The whole time you're gonna be on the phone with like 20 people. Most of them from India should understand them.
No worries. How we doing?
It's asking me for direct deposit information. I just put.
Yeah, just leave it alone for now. I mean, so you've gotten everything else done. All right, cool. All right, you're both there. Let's get you to the last part, the paper part that I was telling you about. That's what he was doing. The reason he was doing it so quick is because he had already done all the electronic part when you guys got here. Okay, this first page here is just your basically your handbook. Okay.
Okay.
All right, this is telling you what you need to know about how you dress for the job, things like that. The basic rules as far as food safety, color coding with scoops, depending on the type of material it is. Like if it's an allergen, automatically it's either a green scoop or brush. Okay, if it's a non-allergen, it's white. Yellow brushes are for walls and floors. Red are for like bulk bags and scrap material. Blue are for machinery. Okay, you'll see the colors. Okay. Now, one thing to remember about blue brushes is that yes, they're for the machinery, but just so you know, a conveyor belt that the food is on is called a food contact surface. So that would not be blue. All right, that would be white or green. Now, you'll also see a question about the footwear. They do require steel toe, either shoes or boots, either one is fine. Or even the composite toe is fine too. And that's just a statement, okay?
We should be good. Yeah.
They do prefer that you not wear your steel toes to and from work, okay? Reason being is for
Should be back.
contamination. Weird rule because they
That was
don't want you
weird.
coming into work the first day with them. There is a locker room there. You can either carry them or you can leave them in the locker. It's up to you. If you want to use one of the lockers, make sure you bring the locker. Okay. All right. No food.
That was
in the locker
Restream.
room. There's a place in the break room.
Restream did some.
They will
Restream
lock
had some
it
sort of
for
issue
you.
there.
Refrigerator's locked. Okay. So that break time they'll put it out. Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. He does good. He's getting followers from shorts, but they're not watching his. They're not watching his actual
The
videos.
very last page is just a job description with all the phone number, contacts, and all the good stuff you need to know about the job.
You know.
Now this right here we keep on file for the food.
They're not watching his actual videos.
Oh, I gave you that.
Now, if you look at
Here's your handbook. Just kind of go along with me. As
Tucker, for example.
So this first page is just a
Okay,
signature
he's got
register.
1 million subs, 1.5, call it.
It's a signature register. It's just required. Sometimes your initial or sign.
And look
off
at the
on
views he
I guess
gets.
They want to know what your signature is.
Look at the views he gets. He's got 5 million fewer subscribers.
Next page is just basically
5 million fewer subscribers. And averages 500,000 to 1.5 million views. His Tucker Carlson Putin interview has 16 million views on YouTube. I mean, he basically averages, close to 1 million views per video. And that's not true. Here's one that didn't do so well, but normally 1.4 million, 1.3 million. He's getting more views than he has subs. That's no different from any other channel. Most subs get less than 10% views compared to subs. That's true. 10% is about kind of, when you're like a mature channel, you've been around for a while. So I don't know. I don't know why Tucker's taking shots at him. I think it's interesting.
On my birth certificate and everything, you said,
It'll be interesting to see if this escalates. I mean, I hope it does.
always going by McNabb.
Okay.
So can
I definitely hope it does.
Whatever you normally do.
It's good, great for content.
What's your ID say?
Okay. It's McNabb,
You want to know the exact
whatever you sign,
moment?
you can't even make out my signature, so. I do literally my first initial and scribble my last name. So. And that's what's on my license. They've a couple times they're like, "Oh, we have to be able to understand." I'm like, "You telling me that everybody comes in here, you can read what their writing is? Get off me."
How many of those views were people who clicked in, saw 2 hours and clicked out? I don't know. I think that you have to watch at least like 30-second or something like that.
That's literally, I sign my name so many times a day. That's what my signature has devolved into. My first
No,
initial.
10% of 7 million is. Do not mind me.
Oh, don't mind me's in there.
Well, I mean, Bob.
This is a moment where, on camera, Bob Iger admits Ben and Dave are anti-Trump swamp. Well, I mean, Dave was a DeSantis guy, right? And then I don't know who Ben. I think Ben is like reluctant Trump guy, right? But this is what's interesting. Here's what's interesting. Bob Iger admits that because of January 6th, that's why Disney got political. Listen to this.
Bob has talked about this eloquently since he's become CEO. I'll say a couple of things about it. You know, we've tended to shy away from politics. And in doing so, I think we've shied away from talking about issues that aren't political at all. Like the issues that we're talking about.
Anything to do with allergen will be green. So it should be a true from almost all those green questions.
It looks like we're taking a stand. Well, in that reality, we should be taking a stand. By the way, I take responsibility for this. I was CEO for 15
White is
years.
non-allergen.
And so I manage the company's public-facing processes and
yes,
how
absolutely.
we're portraying ourselves.
Yeah, anytime you change ingredients, even if they're not allergens, they want you to sanitize them between them, just so there's no cross-contamination. They do a lot of different products, so.
Nope. It's not political on our part at all. We know that what we saw was fundamentally wrong, and that it was rooted in hatred and disrespect and contempt.
What's interesting is that Bob Iger didn't say anything about the riots.
Not convenient either. Just as soon as
the Summer of
it's
Love,
noticed that they're
when criminals ascended upon various cities, including Kenosha, Wisconsin, and burned them to the ground.
We can't use any brush on anything.
Nope. Surely can't.
It's only clearly wrong when it's Republicans, and Disney had to make a stand now.
Tolerance. And we should feel free as a company to comment about that without retribution.
He also thinks, by the way, that you shouldn't be allowed to not like what
and
Disney
plus there's
says.
charts
He
on the
said
wall
we should be
talks about
allowed
it as well.
to make political statements without
The
retribution.
FDA just requires that we go through these basic questions ahead of time.
Disney should be
Most of it is
allowed
kind of learning on the
to
job.
make
But
whatever
as
political
always,
statements
if you're
they
not sure,
want
ask.
without retribution. How dare you?
You did say you'll brush it off.
How dare you have a problem with Disney being political?
Are you for Balkans?
Red, yes.
Another thing I want to say that I've learned these last 9 to 12 months is, you know, I'm very proud of a lot of the work we've done in terms of diversity and inclusion on screen. When we did Coco, for instance, at Pixar, a great example of that, or Tiana, or of course Black Panther is one of the great examples.
Well, I mean,
I'm not racist. I made a black movie.
Any of them that's not obvious. Like I said, I don't mind helping
those
you with them.
things to make me feel a bit complacent in a sense. It's not that I wanted to be that way, but I thought...
No exposed jewelry at all. Anything under your clothing is fine, but anything, nose rings, lip rings, whatever people are wearing these days, anything that could fall off your body and end up in the product, you can't have. You can wear a wedding band, but it can't have any stones in it.
Just how they were being portrayed on the screen.
And then, this other clip, You see current CEO Bob Chapek announcing that the company would create a racial quota for its charitable giving and spend at least $1 billion on diverse suppliers, which is a euphemism for race-based discrimination against white and Asian-led firms.
Yes, even if you're bald.
He also points out, he admits at the end that the bully pulpit of Disney movies wields more cultural influence than any DEI program. Don't watch this trash, don't support it, don't let your kids watch it.
Bob, I'm curious, the other Bob, this is a bit confusing. We all know money talks, and so many companies put funds towards social justice efforts after George Floyd's murder. And we all know the impact that COVID has had on Disney's businesses. And yet, I'm wondering what your thinking is in our overall commitment and investment in the social justice space in terms of philanthropy.
Sure. I really think of it, I guess, in two different ways. Number one is the financial commitment that you referenced, Juju. And we're addressing that in a number of different ways. By the end of this year, at least 50% of our charitable giving will be directed to underrepresented communities, including a new program that invests in underserved youth and hopefully helps create a new generation of diverse.
They're actually in the break room, so you have access to them.
Also, I just recently approved a plan to ensure that we
Those are for the employees.
$1 billion.
A lot of times the supervisor isn't available for you to be able to go check one if you need to.
Which will nearly doubles our current investment with the diverse community.
The diverse community.
That's
what is
the
that?
contact surface. On the machine itself, you can.
What
but
is
not
the diverse community?
I firmly believe that the multiplier effect, the leverage, if you will, that we can have with our content far outreaches and will outlast any check that we can write of any amount.
By the way, both of these clowns are worth 200 million, 300, 400, 500 million, and neither one of them can buy a freaking Yeti mic. They can't buy a Yeti microphone?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't understand.
I need to get any food safety issues need to be taken care of right away.
Influence through the stories we tell and how we tell them of any check that we can possibly write. And as you saw during the slew of announcements
Locker or vehicle.
at our investor day, we're not only increasing
Phone is
the pace of creating new content,
it's your automatic
but also
reaction is
increasing the
even if it's
diversity
vibrating in your pocket is to look at your phone, and they don't want phones in hands at any point on the production floor.
You know how Disney actually does diversity? I don't know if you've followed this, but here's what they do. They put out a Marvel movie. Let's say it was the Marvels, okay? Massive budget, $250 million budget, okay?
Both.
They put out that movie. It loses hundreds of millions of dollars. But they say, oh, we hired a black director, Nia DaCosta, who has directed a grand total of one feature film that sucked balls, by the way, a woke gentrification narrative on Candyman. I'm not kidding you.
Correct. You cannot.
But she's black and has an afro, so we love diversity. Let me tell you what an actual director in the space told me off the record. I won't mention their name so that, you know. These people who get hired for these they don't do shit. They don't do anything. It's like a tongue-in-cheek or a wink and a nod thing where it's like, hey, we're going to hire you. You're going to get paid. You're going to get to say you directed this movie, but you're not touching it. You think they're going to let Nia DaCosta, who's directed one movie or in her entire life, have real input on a $250 million budget movie?
Sorry?
Wake up. They just hire her for her face with the one articles about they hired a black woman. It's all
they
a
send it off to, like,
facade.
pig farms and stuff.
She's not making any real
So it doesn't go to waste.
Those movies are so formulaic that there's no decisions to be made. They're basically done. Point and shoot, paint by numbers.
Yeah, this building's 180 years old. I don't even hear that anymore.
And how do you think this new movie's gonna do? Look at this crap, by the way. This is on the cover of Rolling Stone.
1840. This building
looks like iDubbbz.
There's when you get to the top of the stairs, there's a news article about it. Yeah, well, this portion, and then like it's all one building now because they kind of built between this building and the original mill. But this building and the one in the back are both 1840.
Yeah, using a black woman as a shield for blame is racist. Well, yeah, of course.
Oh yeah. Oh
That's
wow.
a woman, by the way.
Log.
That is
beans,
Kristen
huh?
Stewart.
Cool. I kind of like that.
Yeah. Got my little studio down there.
It's amazing how those buildings still stand, how
Big
long they'll stand, and buildings today
What was
they
that show
build
on?
and they last
What was that show on?
25 years
Ew.
and they're falling apart.
Ew. Joe Dierte. I think that's basically all of today's news. Did I miss anything? I don't see anything sneaking up in the trending that we missed. Pedro Pascal, no, nothing there. Yeah, I don't think we missed anything.
The whole routine. Remove, wash, put on new gloves. Don't touch the floor because it's a pain in the butt to...
Mayorkas, yeah, let's talk hentai again. I already said, I was very clear. You can jerk off to tentacle porn. I don't think that makes you a pedophile. Just when you jerk off to little kid drawings, you know? Pretty clear line.
If you're experiencing vomiting or diarrhea, you have to provide medical documentation that states the symptoms.
Yep, I've got 5 standalone videos queued up. I've got to edit down that police video. I've got the Disney video to release. I've got a video on Madam Web tanking. Wait, did you get news about the vocalizer getting fired for admitting he was a vocalizer? No, I didn't.
I'm sorry.
Is hentai serious or just adult stuff? Just adult stuff.
I mean,
either A or B.
Okay.
Yep. And the other one's both.
Yeah, I think that's basically it. Unless there's everybody enjoy their Valentine's Day. You know, treat yourself tonight. You know, even if you're single, whatever, maybe order yourself some DoorDash, watch a movie, just treat yourself tonight, you know, if you can, or treat yourself tomorrow morning. I love it. You know, take care of yourself. Do something for yourself today. Go get a car wash. That always feels good. Grab yourself some dinner. Watch an old movie that you love that aged pretty good. You know, take care of yourself tonight. Nothing wrong with that. 100%. You guys all have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
22 hours from now.
Oh, okay.
We'll be back live again.
Did I just reply to you? Because I'm flying through these.
4 minutes ago.
Oh, for net? Overshoot? Oh, dang it, yeah. Alright, so just ignore that.
He had a fire menu, and then this super chill guy comes out and starts talking to us.
Hey, good, how are you?
Hey,
if you're
interested in order, you come inside the order, or you can go to the takeout window on the back side.
Oh, Becky, because I'm from Florida or whatever. Okay. Becky, you seem chill. The menu seems fire and you seem chill.
So this is Chill Greg, one of the owners of the Leaf Lounge in Titusville, Florida, and from what I'm picking up on, there's good vibes and good food, and I'm all about that. Let's go.
You're so chill or whatever. So I just found out you can do cigar too or whatever, so we might do a cigar with our steak sandwich or whatever. Because I'm from Florida or whatever. I love the vibes of you or whatever. You're like so chill or whatever.
Well, that's on the back there. It shows them the times. That's okay. First shift goes from 5 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. They're both 10-hour shifts, so it's 4 days a week.
You guys won't
and
call
then
anybody
second shift at 3:30 p.m. to 2
This
a.m.
is the smoking lounge. You see the smoke heaters at the top? That's what
Okay, first preference is first. Right. I mean, I'll call you either way. And if they want more for another shift,
customer service or whatever,
I'll
and you're like,
offer
this
either one.
video's
But
scanned
I always want to
or
know
whatever.
your first preference.
Okay.
I want you to be able to work the one that you're going to make it there every day.
So people just come in here and chill with us.
No, it's not this building. It's the building over on Telegraph. It's much newer.
So I went in on the fire steak sandwich or whatever and sat in every scene or whatever to really feel the vibes of the place or whatever.
Right. It's not
Oh,
far.
yeah.
You're like halfway
It's
between
fire.
here and on Navarre.
Oh, I'm from Florida. or
Not at
whatever.
5 a.m. It'll be
I'm from
for both shifts. You're gonna in one of the directions. You're gonna have to have.
Joe Greg's from North Carolina or whatever, and I know someone from East Carolina or whatever.
Yeah, it's not running at 5 a.m. and it's not running at 2
Because
a.m.
I'm from Florida or whatever.
Okay, so.
Are you one of the cigar guys or whatever?
No, sure. Generally, after you've been there a couple days, you can,
You're the middle
give someone
cigar guy or whatever?
a couple bucks, they'll pick you up and, pay them at the end of the week.
Yeah, I don't know
All right.
how to write it because I'm from Florida or whatever.
Okay, and for sure, I'll reach out to you as soon as they start
Also not
requesting
inhale or
people. Okay.
Inhale.
All right, just make sure
What
you have
happens
boots
if you
and you're ready to
inhale
go.
or whatever?
All right.
Too much nicotine at one time, it makes you dizzy or nauseous.
So if I do a small hit or whatever, then it'll be smaller amount of nicotine, and then I'll have a dose or whatever.
So basically, if you just puff on it, you'll get all the doses you need. Yep.
So I'm about to be ready pretty much or whatever.
I got it.
That's a pretty light cigar. That's a lot.
Oh, picture.
Well, I mean, you don't have to tell me now. Just shoot me a text whenever you figured out which one you want, and then I'll just write it down on your folder. That's all I'm doing is writing down first or second on the folder. So, okay. All right, you keep the handbook. I just need the test. All right. Nice meeting you, Alan.
Yeah, nice meeting you too.
All right. Hopefully, we'll be able to call you
It's
soon.
like kicking in or whatever.
Okay, just let me know which shift.
So then my
I mean, your first
body's
preference
or
is.
whatever, and it's opening up my third eye and it's stimulating my thoughts or whatever. And I'm starting to think about like Florida or whatever. And then when I close my eyes, I see like Florida or whatever.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, whatever. Oh, this is like a peak Florida experience or whatever. This is why I love Florida or whatever.
That was a fire chill session, Titusville, or as I call it, Titus Chill. Then we went to a chill town nearby for a dinner cruise, or whatever.
Nice hat or whatever. To a pretty nice hat to you as well. Captain told me you're so chill or whatever. Thank you. I love it. Y'all pretty cool. Thank you. Love the factor. I like to squat and have good posture or whatever. Oh, whatever. I don't have a really good posture. It's like a subconscious decision. But get back to the left. We're under the bridge right now or whatever. To the right. Okay. Heck yes. All right, it's a take the long. Oh, pick it. And then I'm going to give it a 2 for chill Florida or whatever. All right.
This is so quiet.
All right. Show people that Captain Tommy or the reason why I love Florida or whatever. Oh, I gotta go. Captain Tommy's so chill or whatever. Listen. The reason we came back and we're going to keep coming back is to chill Captain Tommy or whatever. No. I'm on. What's up, Captain Tommy? Keep me happiness.
Look forward to seeing you again.
They probably have to
I follow a bunch of the guys that kind of that do that. They stand on the sidewalk, tell the business, then a cop comes.
I've seen that, like this one guy from, it's like Long Island or something.
Yeah. Long Island auditor or something.
Yeah.
He schools cops and
A few, because I watched them for a while or whatever, so I have like my top 3 are like that guy Tuapri or whatever, and then Long Island or whatever.
Yeah.
That Tuapri guy, he does like different characters or whatever.
Yep.
He'll do like...
Run, but yeah, check out Ringo.
Later.
Have you heard of Tuapri? No? Becca.
Follow him on TikTok.
Becca, I love his characters that he does or whatever. He came from Antarctica or whatever. He comes from the Antarctica pyramids or whatever. And he knows the secrets of Antarctica or whatever. And he keeps it chill or whatever. He like keeps it real chill or whatever. Oh, really? Oh, Becca. Tuapri. Cabron. Becca. Much love to Cabron. Air conditioning and heating or whatever. We're gonna have a sip of some H2O on Cabron or whatever. It's almost like Asif Khan or whatever. And that was refreshing or whatever. And so now we're charged up or whatever. Tuapri or whatever. Becca, that was 5-star service right there or whatever.
Excellent. Would you like another one?
Oh, no, thank you. And Becca. Hey, how you doing? Oh, Becca, I'm looking for Stans and Greg's.
You're looking for what?
Oh, just Stans and Greg's.
What is that?
A Greg? or Bonnie, and then there's Stan Harrison or whatever. But yeah.
That means nothing to me.
Oh yeah, it's just like Stan.
That means nothing to me. Why are you standing around here photographing the front of the store?
Oh, I thought you'd be like, oh, just because I wanted to see who the Stans are or whatever.
You're making no sense to me at all.
Oh, it's like Stan and Greg or whatever. But yeah.
That makes no sense.
Oh yeah, no, it does.
Let me saying bits and pieces. Tell me who you are and what you're doing.
Oh, so I'm like a Florida boy or whatever. I'm from Florida or whatever. And I'm pretty much just looking for like Stans and Gregs or whatever.
Are you high or do you have some kind of learning disability?
No, but sometimes I get meditated or whatever.
There's something wrong with you.
Oh no, it's only right there.
Stan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
Because we're looking for Stans and Gregs or whatever.
No.
Oh, we're
fucking bullshit.
You seem chill or whatever.
This is so they can take
you
away
seem
more
chill or
rights
whatever.
and start looking at us again.
Becca.
Okay.
Becca.
Are you filming me?
Oh yeah, Becca, because I'm filming all day or whatever.
Yeah, I don't want to be filmed.
Oh, wait, Becca. It's because I'm from Florida or whatever, so. Becca.
Whatever. Yeah, in the barbershop. We ain't gonna call nobody.
Show some love to T or whatever.
T-cut, NFL barbershop, y'all. Let's go. Do it.
Oh, looking for Stans and Gregs or whatever, and you seem pretty Stan-like or whatever.
Yeah.
Becca.
Cool.
Yeah, what are you up to?
We're
Exactly,
e-bike
dirty.
shop.
You do rentals too or whatever?
Yeah. Pick up the bikes, man.
Oh, for real? Becca. Hello. And you can take it on the beach because it's Daytona Beach or whatever.
Yeah. They all come back with sand, man.
Oh, Becca, it's Chill Phil.
Yeah.
It runs for a reason or whatever.
Yeah.
Becca.
You guys come on by, rent bikes.
Becky.
Got our reviews on Google, man. People love us. I saw you filming. I was like, oh, cool, man. Come on in. We need some publicity.
You were like, I'm gonna be his next video Stan or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get some cool footage of me on the bike or whatever.
Nice.
We'll cut to it right now. Ready? And then I took my super fast e-bike to a place I called the Tones. Daytona Beach or whatever. The world's most positive beach or whatever. I got my bike from Chill Phil or whatever, and I'm wearing my baklava or whatever.
That they cover their face in a baklava? What does he have to hide?
It's like a Jewish dessert or whatever, but it's also guards your face from the UV rays or whatever. And I think that's very important if you want a long career in Hollywood or whatever.
Two Prius hilarious.
Alright guys, you caught me. I was at my vacation home in Florida on the beach when I bumped into Tuapri.
What's love? Yeah! What's love? What's love? Much love! Much love! Much love, guys! Much love!
Is this the most positive beach on planet Earth?
That falling out of my face.
No, we love the Tones!
Get the fucking falling out of my face.
Much love! Much love!
I can't show it on camera or whatever, but he didn't pull his hand back fast enough, and my phone ate his ring finger for lunch or whatever. So then the ossifer was looking for me or whatever.
Here's the deal. If you're going to be riding an electric bicycle, you have to stay in the traffic lane. You got to go on the speed limit.
Oh,
With that said, because you're operating a vehicle in the traffic lanes, you can't be holding anything in your hands.
oh, fudge.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fudge. So I gotta put it away or whatever.
You can, if you want to stop and do videos and film and all that, that's fine. But as long as you're driving, because I can see you're
Oh yeah, I'm woohooing or whatever.
I get it, man. You're having fun. You're on vacation, but you gotta be acting responsible. Because especially like coming down here, you're kind of hauling butt towards it. You know what I mean? All right, you got an ID on you?
Oh, fudge, no, not on me.
Okay. Can I just get your name?
Oh, Asif or whatever.
Okay.
Becca. Aren't I chill or whatever? Becca, you're chill too.
I got one right there.
He's chill. Oh, Becca. APREE or whatever. We keep it chill. Becca, Sheriff Skinner or whatever. Becca, much love.
All the offenses are arrestable.
Oh, fudge.
If you're not chill.
Becca.
Is within legal means.
W Skinner, much love.
All right, man. Go enjoy your day.
Becca.
Yo, awesome. You have fun?
Oh, Becca or whatever. Well, Florida's so chill or whatever, and it's all because of people like Chill Phil or whatever.
Oh, man. Heck yeah.
Becca or whatever. Now, Chill Phil, let's go rinse it off or whatever, because I got a lot of sand on it or whatever.
Yeah, man. You tore these bikes up.
Becca. Yeah, but Deputy Skinner was chill or whatever.
That's awesome.
Becca.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's a new You're Welcome coming out today, and with Vivek Ramaswamy. I'd like to see it, but I will get nailed if I play that. I'll watch it, but I can't stream it. This morning, that was Bow. Oh shit. This is short? Oh, it's a short. Here we go.
Welcome everyone. My name is Sean, and today we're going to talk about how Jank's nephew is just like those other girls, just like those other socialists, a trust fund brat that grew up rich his entire life, despite the fact that he continues to lie about this fact over and over again in different various podcasts to pretend that he did it all on his own. Now, I'm going to get into this. We're going to laugh at these clips. But before we do, I want to thank everybody who signed up over on actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay?
And thank you to the podcast listeners, Spotify, Apple, and Google's podcasting platform. So first things first, I want to give a shout out to YouTuber XLP. You should go over and subscribe because it appears that this is the first individual to actually run this down. He did so 5 months ago, and as somebody who was a YouTuber at and around that range, who would do things where I would dig up all this information only to find other people rediscover and not give credit for it, I want you guys to make sure you attribute as much credit to this individual as humanly possible. Now, if you guys aren't aware, Cenk's nephew is in fact Cenk Uyghur's nephew. The reason he has a successful online political media career is due in large part to that fact. However, he is in horrific denial of that fact. That's one of the reasons why I constantly bring up the fact that he is in fact Cenk Uyghur's nephew. But it turns out that what Destiny had been saying for a very long time about Cenk's nephew is also true. This is a rich kid. He grew up on a large property where he would ride horses on the regular because he's not like you in any way, shape, or form. Not that this will matter to all the Cenk's nephew simps out there. I know you're going to say, well, listen, he preaches socialism, and Cenk's nephew said he was only barely, not even qualified for upper middle class, so don't worry about it, guys. He's just like us, and remember, the communist revolution is upon us.
So I grew up in Turkey to a relatively affluent family, and if you're like even a little bit affluent in Turkey, because of how massive the wealth gap is in a country like that, you're caked up in comparison to like American standards, where if a similar salary would not, or similar amount of wealth would not make you upper middle class even.
So this is the first and most obvious lie for Cenk's nephew, because his father was actually a VP for a company called Sabancı Holdings, which happens to be a Fortune 500 company, and at points in time during his life, since his father is also a public figure, he was actually a lobbyist in the EU on behalf of this company and on behalf of the nation of Turkey. Not to mention the fact that Cenk's nephew's father actually is a political figure in Turkey. He's connected to the founding of a political party over there, but for some reason he wants you to believe that he was barely or not even upper middle class.
In comparison to like American standards, where if a similar salary would not, or similar amount of wealth would not make you, upper middle class even.
Now, for those of you who are unaware, in the United States of America, they rank upper middle class as $80,000 to $100,000. Do you legitimately believe that Cenk Uyghur's nephew, who had a father that was the VP at this Fortune 500 company that was going to the European Union to lobby the EU, that had horses that he was riding every day as a child, or often as a child, I don't know if it was actually every day, was only making $75,000 a year? Because again, he says barely, not even, not really upper middle class. That's what he's actually trying to put forward to you guys out there in the audience, that he was just a regular guy by American standards, but it was only because of the income inequality in Turkey that he actually seemed like he was a little bit wealthier compared to his compatriots. But honestly, they were all living in a mud hut, basically. They had to hunt and forage for their food. It was a real struggle for Cenk's nephew growing up, only having a father that was a VP. He never made CEO. He wasn't the president of the company, and he was lobbying the EU, but he didn't get the chance to lobby the United States of America. So was he really that successful? What if they sent him to a crappy EU country? What if he was only lobbying in Greece or in Italy? No offense to Greece or Italy, but I'm trying to go by the size of the economies that we're talking about. He didn't make it to Germany, so no big deal. Don't worry about it.
But he was,
yeah, that's true.
He was successful. I mean, he was like lobbying the Turkish government. He was like the right hand man in a holding group. You know what I mean? He was like, he had some pretty serious jobs.
Now, what I love about this is that he says, oh, look, he was successful, guys. I mean, he was lobbying the Turkish government. He was the right-hand man in an unnamed holding group, which, by the way, his father's a public figure. He's appeared on television multiple times. He's listed publicly. You guys can go find him if you want. But he's like, he had some jobs. Like, one day he was a mechanic. One day he was, he was fixing a toilet. He was a plumber. And the next day he was the VP of a holding company and lobbying the Turkish government and a lobbyist for the EU government. Regular, ordinary, not even upper middle class lifestyle kinds of jobs. Don't you guys understand that's how his father grew up? It was just struggle every day. Honestly, when he had to to ride his thoroughbred horses on his property looking like this, that was a struggle for him. That was difficult for him because, you know, there was so much income inequality that the only reason he seemed like he had reasonable wealth, that under $80,000 is actually, it looks more wealthy than it actually is in Turkey.
But by the time I got to college, my dad lost everything, right?
So Jake's nephew right there says, oh, by the time he got to college, listen, his dad, he just lost everything. He made some bad investments, you know, as an ordinary, not even upper middle class American by comparison, as the VP of this company that was lobbying the Turkish and the EU government. You know, he just lost everything, and it was fine. He was okay with it.
Which is fine. I mean, I still had a lot of the benefits of a early upbringing.
So first of all, I don't believe Jank's nephew when he's like, oh, it was okay that he lost everything, because, you know, I'm all about the struggle. I mean, I got a trust fund. Don't you guys get confused about that. I have my college paid for by my wealthy father and all that. But, you know, he lost everything. But I'm just like you guys. When my parents are successful, when they're making $73,000 a year, wink, wink, and then they lose everything in the middle of college, I just shake it off, because it's no big deal to me, because I'm just like you. Hello, fellow humans. My name is Jank's nephew, and I'm just like you. But another reason I don't believe him is because if your family lost everything, if there was a big blow to your finances and whatnot, chances are you'd have a little bit more information than this.
Could you tell us, do you mind telling us how he lost everything, or what?
Futures trading.
What happened in that?
Just gambled, basically.
Yikes. Okay.
You know?
This is like watching a low IQ individual in a police interrogation. You see Graham Stephan, and I'm not familiar with the other guy that's also the co-host of this podcast. They're finance guys. They understand this because Graham Stephan, at least from what I know, built up his whole portfolio on his own, started out with a real estate license, I believe at the age of 18. He might have been at the age of 20. Somebody correct me out in the comments. So the idea of his father losing everything, you know, futures trading, that might be something that scares off the regular commie who's an economic illiterate, but they want to know what's going on, so they start throwing out information to him, and Jank's nephew, like an idiot in a police interrogation, starts repeating back that information immediately, because there is no truth to this story. I don't believe it, because Jank's nephew is a liar, and it looks like right here, he is lying.
Had he been doing that for a while and seen some success and then just kind of went all in on it or something?
Yeah, pretty much, I think. I'm a little murky on the details. Like, I don't think he's never fully like brought it up, you know what I mean?
He's never really brought it up. I mean, we were just a regular, ordinary, you know, had a bunch of horses on the property. I'm dressed like a freaking supervillain kid that probably bullied Lex Luthor in Smallville. But you know, we just lost everything, and he never explained why. He never explained why we went from you know, $73,000 to working poor. Let me just look up the working poor. $30,000. That's what we ended up making. He never explained that. It's just so sad, man. God, I'm just like you, fellow humans. Like, when your father loses everything, futures trading, and you know, he loses his cushy $72,000 a year job, you also go and get handed a job by your uncle, and you know, that's what you do, and you start your Twitch career, obviously.
At the time, you guys probably know this, but if you don't, my uncle has a YouTube channel called The Young Turks. It was like a 26-person shop. It was like a, you know, tiny operation, not that big, not that media behemoth or anything.
So the next thing that is absolutely hilarious about this is the fact that Jank's nephew tries to pretend that the Young Turks was a rinky-dink small little YouTube channel back in 2013. Now, at this moment in time, the channel had well over 1 million subscribers, and it was really the largest online political show. Maybe you could compare it to the Alex Jones show on YouTube.
So I was like, yeah, I'll just go work with him, do an internship with him, and I'll live in LA, and I'll study for the LSATs. I had no interest in studying for the LSATs or going to fucking law school. So yeah, I started working there, and then I was like, yeah, maybe I should just like work with him instead. And at first it was really awful, because I had no money, and the Young Turks didn't have any money either.
Now, I'm not saying that the Young Turks was this worlds away successful company, but I have seen the Cenk Uygur produced movie Mad as Hell, Rise of the Young Turks, and the idea that Cenk was still working out of his bedroom or his second bedroom in his apartment, like in the origin of the company 10 years previous to this, back in like 03, is absurd and ridiculous in every possible way. But the thing is, Cenk's nephew is a fraud through and through. A lot of these people will talk about how other people who earn their success, earn their wealth, are the nepotism types. They're people who didn't actually earn it. They exploited other people and all that, and nobody makes it on their own. But the thing is, that comes from a deep-seated insecurity on their end, because the reason these people are communists is because they think, well, if I didn't earn it, nobody else could have possibly earned it. But at the same time, they're scared of the fact that they received every single break throughout the course of their life. So when it comes to their own personal success, they always attribute it only to them. It's a weird psychological loop that this guy is going through, and it's what requires him to continuously downplay the success and the help that he got along the way, when he should just own it. He should just say, hey, look, I come from a wealthy background. My father was not making $69,000 a year like I'm pretending right now, barely upper middle class in Turkey. I was actually a wealthy kid. I had the setup. I had all the advantages. It wasn't that much of a risk for me after I graduated college to go work for my uncle, where I was guaranteed a job and given chance after chance until I landed on internet communists as my path forward. And by the way, this is 100% true. As I've pointed out before on this channel, and as XLP has at the end of his video, Cenk's nephew's original plan was to do a show called Bro Tip, where he would do pickup artist crap.
Oh hey, didn't see you there. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is Bro Tip, where I'll be giving you just the tip every week, just for a little bit. For our Social Guru segment, I'm gonna let you know how you can get laid because you currently sit in your mother's basement and watch YouTube videos all day. Our Bro Tip of the week is going out to all the wallflowers. This is a little thing me and my friends like to call the 5-second rule. What is the 5-second rule, you might ask? The 5-second rule is exactly when you see a girl for the first time ever and you don't think for longer than 5 seconds and you immediately react.
But that's the thing, when you watch those Bro Tip clips, and again, I'm trying to use clips from the XLP video as sparingly as possible, link to it in full in the description, you'll realize that the reason why he wasn't able to be successful doing this type of content is because he has no comedic timing, no charisma, nothing like that, and that's why he ended up moving into internet politics. Those who can't do teach, you might have heard, well, those who don't succeed in entertainment end up becoming political content creators. Also, thank you for subscribing to Actual Justice Warrior, the political content creator show. Links in the description to the support links for this channel.
I needed to no longer be in the shadow of the Young Turks, no longer be in the shadow of my uncle. Because no matter what I did, everyone was like, nepotism. That's the reason why you're successful. Nepotism. That's the reason why your Facebook, popping off. Nepotism. It's like, well, he's not doing fucking Facebook videos.
Yeah,
like, what do you mean? He literally can't. Like,
again, just listen to how pathetic he sounds right here. So people, by the way, this largely came from me. I was one of the first people to call him Cenk's nephew in a video I think I did all the way back in 2017, and he really don't like the fact that people have started to recognize this and understand this. But he's like, oh, my Facebook videos weren't successful because of my uncle. He didn't even do Facebook videos. That was all me. It doesn't matter that I was on the Young Turks platform, which was an established brand name, that I had every advantage, that I was promoted and all that I had the company protecting me whenever I said something stupid or ridiculous. I did it on my own. I'm basically like Scott Eastwood, Clint Eastwood's kid, who, for a while he operated without his father's last name as attached to him as an actor, didn't get any parts, but then once that relationship came through and everybody understood that he was Clint Eastwood's kid, he started being successful. But that was due to the work he put in on his own. Just like me, I put in all that work on Facebook, and by the way, I use those Facebook videos to promote my own personal Instagram and my own personal Twitch, so this is exactly how I got my start. But trust me, bro, it's all on my own. My uncle wasn't even doing 5-minute videos on Facebook that were in the format that I was doing, that were terrible and horribly unentertaining and interesting.
You know? So I was always like trying to move the audience from TYT Properties to something that I own, like, you know, my Instagram.
Yeah.
They were not too fond of that.
But that's the thing about people like Jank's nephew. They have no confidence, no belief in themselves. They're absolute frauds in every possible way. And in reality, when they talk about the greed of Wall Street or the greed of corporations or the greed of the billionaire class, they're actually describing themselves, their own desires, their own wants, but they can't cope. They can't align with that. Jank's nephew grew up wealthy, he grew up incredibly privileged, and he wants to maintain that privilege. And one of the things that he likes to do is go off and attack people who are less fortunate than him while downplaying his enormous financial success. One of my favorite clips actually doesn't come from the XLP video. It comes from a guy called Kamal. And again, I will link this in the description of this video. You watch it in full. It's 30 minutes long, is really good. Is this clip of him 1 month before he bought his $3 million house, attacking a streamer on Twitch and saying that he doesn't understand how a streamer can make this much money because that streamer bought a $2.9 million house.
Unimaginable wealth, dude. How the fuck do people make this much money? $2.9 million near Las Vegas? Dude, oh my fucking Lord, dude.
And then less than a month later, he buys a house even more expensive than the one in the video.
Look, I understand that if you're one of Jank's nephew's fans, you're already lost. There is no reaching you. You think, oh, he was victimized into buying a $3 million house. That's just what houses ended up costing in our capitalist system, and you can't fault him for functioning in society. These are legitimate arguments that I've heard before. He also has a $250,000 Porsche, but we're not even talking about that. I think it's incredibly important to understand that just like Carlos Maza, whose stepfather is also a billionaire and also provides for him to be able to do all the ridiculous things that he does, also an internet communist, just like Vosh, whose parents grew up in Beverly Hills, these people are in denial of who they are. They are the elites. They think that they know better for you than you do for yourself, and that's why they're socialists. And the fact that they're in such denial of their privileged status is absolutely hilarious. For example, me on this channel, I did build this on my own. In fact, I was going to do this channel with a bunch of friends, but I couldn't get any of my friends that I know for years to commit to working on a group project that had no guarantee of income. So I decided to quite literally make a channel where I could do this on my own, and it's become successful due to the work that I put in. But that doesn't mean that I didn't have help. That doesn't mean that I didn't have support. My current fiance actually called one of my relatives and decided that they were going to split the cost of my first camera, $600 for a Canon T5i back in the day. My fiance also gave me the first laptop that I would use to edit, $252 for a 2011 MacBook Pro off of eBay. That's something that she delivered for me. Now, I didn't get a major shout out or anything like that from a larger creator, but one of the people that's helped me behind the scenes is Lauren Chen. I was not making any revenue basically on this channel, nowhere near what I should have been. And Lauren Chen was like, hey, hook up with this network. They'll get you the in-video reads and you'll actually have more income. And that has allowed me to earn a lot more on this channel, to put in more work, to make this a more viable and sustainable job. I've also been able to do live appearances, debate panels, and other people's shows occasionally, and those were largely hooked up also by Lauren Chen, by the way. Really do appreciate her. Very cool person behind the scenes, if you guys are not aware, and I'm perfectly comfortable sharing that because I've nothing to be insecure about. And by the way, if I got a shout out from a major creator when I was at like 10,000 subscribers that jumped me up to like 200,000 or whatever, I would acknowledge that. But Jank's nephew is in full denial mode. The Young Turks, the largest online left-wing media program on YouTube, that was just a small rinky-dink channel when he got there. They were barely doing anything. When he started streaming and Destiny helped him out a lot, oh well, Destiny was just a guy that played video games and sometimes talked about politics, really had no way of introducing me to other people or setting me up on on Twitch and gave me no advice, because Jank's nephew did it on his own. And by the way, he wasn't even raised wealthy, guys. This was a guy who was raised not even upper middle class by American standards. I mean, his father was just the VP of a Fortune 500 company lobbying the Turkish government and lobbying the EU, but he lost absolutely everything when he went to college, and Jank's nephew was fine with it because he's such a good guy. And that's the thing, he just continuously lies over and over and over again. Recently, he said something like he only makes about what a doctor makes in terms of salary. The Twitch leaks that came out a couple of years ago showed that he was making well over $200,000 a month just from Twitch, just on his main account. That doesn't count merchandise, that doesn't count the other shows that he does, that doesn't count YouTube ad revenue and all of that. Just from Twitch, he was pulling in $200,000 a month. And again, that was a couple of years ago. That is not what your average everyday doctor makes. In fact, if you're a doctor and you make $200,000 a year in a lot of parts of the country, that's considered a relatively decent salary. Now, there are some specialized practices, cosmetic surgery and whatnot, where you would probably be able to make that much more. If you were a dentist, a high-end Manhattan dentist, you would probably be able to make that much more, or more than Jank's nephew, at least according to just the Twitch earnings. But in reality, you're raking in the money, you're exorbitantly wealthy. You got wealthy because you were set up for success by your wealthy father, by your wealthy uncle who was connected into media, and you were able to launch yourself as a parasite off the Young Turks into your own success. And then when you're done with Jank Euchre, you decided that you were going to leech off of Destiny. Just acknowledge who you are, acknowledge how you got there. Stop with this, oh, nobody earns on their own, nobody builds anything themselves except for me, because it's embarrassing. You're an embarrassment. But hey, those are just my thoughts, so let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like this video, then show them by leaving a like. Subscribe for more content, follow me on my social media, support me via the support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about what an absolute fraud Jank's nephew is. Till next time.
Okay. Let's go over here. Little Justin Pulliam.
Now it's your turn.
Nope. Get off! Get off me! Get off me!
65-year-old Deborah Jones was peacefully sitting in her own car when, without warning, deputies initiated immediate and excessive force. The deputies were not enforcing the law, but rather their own personal feelings about the banking system.
And we're not helping him, we're just stopping you from preventing him from doing his job. Because guess what? If he couldn't repo this car, then nobody would be able to finance the car. That's the only reason we're able to finance cars through banks. It's because of repo drivers. That's how financing works.
This has really just ruffled my feathers, and you know that I'm going to go to the next level.
According to the federal lawsuit Jones filed, Harris County Sheriff's Office has a culture of violence. I've reported about that before.
You are absolutely right. You are allowed to be right there. But other than that,
Are you serious?
I am serious.
If I see any of my stuff published,
That's all we can hope for is if he steps right on your property, I will take him to jail.
I'm not going to get on their property.
I hope you do.
You're not going to have the opportunity to take me to jail. You hope I get run over by a car? You hope I do something illegal so you can arrest me?
That is absolutely right. Because I can't do anything with you right
I'm done
here.
with you. You want to treat me like I'm trash. I hope you get run over out in the street. That is completely
I don't care what
inappropriate.
happens to you.
Did you get it for YouTube? Did you get it for YouTube? Damn.
In a civilized country, financial disputes would be fairly resolved in court. But that would eat into the profit margins of banks and other loan sharks. I mean lenders. Texas law allows secured lenders to repossess collateral without a court order. But there is a catch. The self-help repossession may occur only if it proceeds without breach of the peace. Since the police were called, that requirement was likely no longer met. Shortly after arriving and without any meaningful investigation, deputies confronted Jones's ex-husband.
Give me the paperwork, please.
It's in my laptop.
This car. Okay, I'm not concerned about who's owning the car right now. I'm concerned about who's paying the payment.
We are.
Okay, so we're going to verify right now with this paperwork, okay? Because legally, if he has the proper paperwork, we cannot deny him.
So breaching the peace is something that he's allowed to do?
I don't see how he's breached the peace yet. I see you standing on top of a record driver truck.
Oh, that's because I didn't want to fall and break my neck.
Well, you could get down on the solid ground if you wanted.
As soon as he puts the car down.
Well,
because one of the things that he can't do is he can't breach the peace.
You just can't breach the peace, like you said. I don't see him doing that. They can enter private property. They just cannot damage anything, and they cannot breach the peace. You can look that up right now. It's Texas law. I do this all night. This law is in place to protect them. It's state law right now.
So you don't care what protects me then?
I don't care what happened. It's just the law.
Look, sir, it's an unfortunate situation, but he already has the car hooked up.
Yeah, we can't do anything. We can't help you, and we're not helping him. We're just stopping you from preventing him from doing his job.
He can't enter private property.
He can enter private property.
But he can't breach the peace.
No, he cannot.
So, at what particular point is it considered a breach?
Causing a disturbance.
Yeah, right now you're the only one that's causing a disturbance. Wait a minute. I'm the one that's causing the disturbance. You're on his tow truck. Excuse me, I'm on his tow truck simply because I'm trying to keep myself from being bodily injured after I was on this car.
Yeah, but he owns this car. You don't right now. If he has proper documentation.
How does he own this car?
Because he's working in behalf of whatever company financed this car. And until you pay this car off, that company owns more of the car than you do. That's how financing works. It's the truth.
Sir. Yes, Officer Delgado.
The Midwest.
Look, you're on his tow truck. You're on his property right now. I'm trying to prevent you. Look, I don't want to detain you, but I'm getting pretty close to detaining you. Because I'm trying to tell you that. Look, you're on his property right now. No, his property is on mine.
Right. What we want to happen is that you get off, he does his job, you go pay off the car, and you get the car later today. That's all you need to do.
That's what you guys want.
I don't care. I want that for you. I want you to get your vehicle back.
Straight. What I'm saying, you're saying that I'm the one that's in the wrong at this particular point. You're on his tow truck, man. He needs to leave. But he breached the peace. Correct? Sir, you're the only one out here causing a disturbance.
Yes, sir. And he called us. So.
But you said he can't breach the peace, correct? And I'm asking you so that I can point out to you at a specific point when he did breach the peace.
So when did he
Would you like me to go get the two witnesses?
Get off the tow truck, bro. Please.
Would you like me to get the two witnesses?
Sure.
Oh! Stop exaggerating.
We have body cameras, man.
According to the man, he was on top of the car when the tow truck driver lifted it. That sounds dangerous, and explains why the vehicle is at such an extreme angle.
When I was sitting on the fender, when I was sitting on the rear of the car when he was pulling it, he jacked it up. I had no choice but to land on his. Do you understand? I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly.
Okay, give me 1 second.
The police did not suspect the man of a crime.
Take photo charge, Delgado. Of them? You?
Yeah.
You're not. I don't think he's charged with anything, is he?
He's calmed down. Realistically,
that's
all he
crazy.
was was standing on the back of the tow truck and he didn't want to get off.
Okay.
So I'm like, hey, get off.
I mean, I told you, like, what am I being charged with? I'm like,
I told you, like, what am I being charged with? I'm like, as of right now, pretty much nothing.
he floated the line of the law.
I mean, he's good with us. We're going to have to cut him loose. Cut him loose?
What about him?
I mean, he didn't do anything.
Local police exist to enforce the power structure. It's not about law and order. Instead of keeping everybody safe, the police will hurt you without hesitation and without provocation. This was not an urgent matter. Actually, there was nothing for the police to enforce. The bank could have filed a lawsuit and came back later with a court order. But why would those in power follow the law when they can simply call the police for them to breach the peace for them?
Would you like EMS?
Yes, please.
Would you like EMS? Would you like EMS?
For what? He didn't hit himself. Why you gotta complicate things, man?
Complicate things? Motherfucker, you pushed me and I hit my face on the
You
ground.
did not hit your face, okay?
Fuck you!
You see this?
Pull your own face camera.
You see this? You see this thing? It's a body camera. What do you think it's on my chest? It's a body camera.
Yes, and my face hit the ground.
Being so dramatic, man.
Actually, I had a really good view of him not hitting his face.
Deputy Delgado's body camera appears to show the man hitting his face on the pavement. Since Delgado was grabbing his right arm, he could not use that to break his fall. No warning was given prior to the use of force. He was not told he was detained or under arrest. When he said he would get 2 witnesses to explain the prior breach of the peace, Delgado immediately assaulted him.
Would you like me to get the
Sure.
2 witnesses?
Sure. Stop exaggerating.
Oh, now I'm detained. Well, you got handcuffs on you. Based on what crime?
Just hold him here, and I'll go for that. Or not. And he was refusing to get off the guy's tow truck, so I grabbed him, and I started pulling him off, pushed him off. He fell. He claims he hit his face, but he didn't. And so we detained him to get him off the guy's tow truck.
The tow truck driver put the car down and disengaged. That's when Miss Jones got into her own vehicle without creating a disturbance or saying anything at all. The tow truck driver should have left since an obvious breach of the peace already occurred. Instead, he hooked up to the car again. Why go through the court system when you can utilize America's culture of violence for minor, non-urgent matters?
If you're not going to enforce the laws, abide by the laws, and you don't have a problem breaking the laws, then how are people supposed to trust that whatever decisions you make are going to be fair? Court debut today.
Dee Jones posts videos about her fight for justice to her Instagram, Numero Queen. And, like most grandmas, she celebrates the success of her grandkids, who recently qualified for the Junior Olympics at the University of Oregon.
They're going to give 100%, if not more, and we are so proud of them. We are all going to regionals in the next couple of weeks. What am I hearing? Woo! You had no jurisdiction and you had no right. And that's what we have to continue to fight for.
The lawsuit claims Jones was not a suspect, yet she was not committing any criminal actions. Still, the deputies treated her lower than a criminal suspect immediately without provocation, disregarding an elderly black woman's humanity completely, and jumped to the use of force, skipping all other reasonable steps they could have taken, in line with HCSO's culture of violence. Deputy Ribby immediately went hands-on without any warning, without providing any instructions, and without provocation.
Now it's your turn.
Nope. Get off! Get off me! Get off me!
Stop, get out.
Get off me!
Get out of the vehicle.
off! Get off!
Get out of the vehicle.
Get off! No! Get off! Mother, you better get off me! I'm pressing harassment charges!
I don't want to hurt you.
Get off! Then you better let me go!
No.
You better let me go! I'm calling right now and file a report against you!
You know her.
Get off!
Can you talk?
What? And call the police! Get off my finger!
Same company tried this last night.
Stop!
Ma'am. Get your hands.
We call my attorney! Ma'am! You better get off me! Get off! Get off! Why you fighting me? You fucking beat me! You got your hands on me! Stop!
Come on! She just bit me, man! She bit me! She's trying to bite me again!
I'm trying to get up!
She's trying to get
I'm trying to get up!
Bro, I got a bite mark on my fucking hand!
Give me my purse and let me up! I'm calling my federal attorney right now! Get off!
Come on, man!
Get off!
Mom, stop struggling.
Get off! Get off! Get off my goddamn hair!
I'm going to try to stay on her legs.
Stop! Tape it, Steve!
Did you get her?
Ow! Tape it right now!
Here, Steve, you want to take something? Take this bite mark on my hand. Take that.
Ow, Charlie! Ow! Charlie! That really hurts!
The officers charged her with felony assault on a public servant, but it seemed like more of a joke to them.
George, I got a boo-boo too. Does that count? Just kidding. Take pictures. No, I'm just kidding. So I can't type, so you're gonna take 5 minutes. Yeah. Sorry, Lieutenant actually called it. Said it. It's a good charge.
Yeah, I don't think this game looks alright. You sure you don't want us to do some kind of report on it?
Sure, why not?
Hey, we should let them look at your wrist too while you're down there.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, make your case better. Well,
Are you feeling better now? Actually, no. I wanted my donut and my coffee before all of this.
assaulting individuals for no reason at all. And then they wind up turning around, charging people with it to try to justify their actions.
The deputies were not done violating rights. When Jones's son attempted to film the police, he was pushed back and detained to a specific location where he could not capture meaningful audio and video of the official acts of the deputies.
Is that the record over? No, he's not. He's, I guess, one of their family members. So there's just two phones out recording. What's your name, sir?
My name is Steve.
Okay, Steve, I'm going to give you some advice. I would stay very close, or very far away from the store. If you touch this door handle, you go to jail as well. I don't want that to happen to you. Do me a favor, if you want to wait, just wait over there.
Because the car is under my name. I'm the one.
Supervisor and everybody's coming. If you want to be on scene, wait over there. Did you get it for YouTube? Did you get it for YouTube? Damn. Here, take a picture of my bite mark. I got you. If you would like to remain on scene until a supervisor arrives, please wait over there. If not, please leave the scene. Is that fair? Okay then, thank you. You're not a good listener, Steve. You're not a good listener. A sergeant is coming who can solve all of your problems. A brass badge will be here very soon. Nobody is leaving. Nobody is leaving here.
Out of the truck.
Cool. That truck is staying here. The tow truck's staying here. He's staying here. She's staying here. You remain here until a sergeant comes here. Is that fair? I've asked you several times.
Yeah.
Can you stop agitating everybody? Just relax.
I'm not really agitated.
Okay, but you're speaking to him. You don't need to speak to him.
No, I'm done speaking with him. I'm speaking with my wife on the phone.
Okay, but you're still yelling around our team. I'm just asking you very respectfully. A sergeant is coming. Just please wait and he'll speak to you, okay? Nobody's leaving.
But he can't take pictures of us.
No.
Of her.
Instead of enforcing the law without bias, police arrived to calls with a predetermined outcome. They provoke targeted people into committing a crime so the police can play the victim. District attorneys endorse and support this scheme when they consistently file contempt of cop add-on charges when there was no primary offense. Patrol officers do not investigate. They do not care about getting to the truth. Evidence does not matter unless it fits their agenda. The police were very transparent about that on scene.
Like I said, we're not time travelers. We can only go by what we've seen and what the call slip says.
Doesn't the law for towing state that if the tow truck driver breaches the peace that they're supposed to drop the vehicle and leave?
Well, they're not supposed to breach the peace in general.
Right, but they've already breached the peace.
No, ma'am, they're conducting a repo.
Right, which is they also breached the peace in the process.
If that's considered breaching the peace, ma'am, then there's no such thing as a repo and nobody will be able to finance a vehicle.
We already dealt with this before. They did breach the peace when they started to threaten the person that was there.
Okay, and whoever repo driver did that is could be criminally liable. I wasn't there on that scene. I cannot speak for that. However, what we observed from tonight, or this morning, I'm sorry, when we got here, and from the call, we have no evidence repo driver breached the peace. He stayed away from everybody. The only people that breached the peace were the two people that were detained as of right now.
Indeed, when the deputies arrived, they immediately started enforcing their feelings without even pretending to investigate. Only after they took extreme action did the deputies initiate a minimal investigation half an hour later in an attempt to justify their use of force.
Hey, bro, can I get your ID? Calm down. Please calm down now.
Let me get the vehicle license plate before I forget. Well, you have everything, but... All right, man, I'm gonna need a copy of your stuff.
Email to you?
Yes. Everything you have. I just sent you the repo. Man, I wasn't supposed to be sweating today, dude.
The deputies did not verify the state license of the tow truck company or the driver. They did not contact the lender to verify the information. There was no court order. The lender unilaterally determined Jones to be in default. The police automatically sided with the repo man and refused to consider exculpatory evidence.
Right, but we also heard him breach the peace by threatening the
Okay, well, ma'am, if there's any criminal charges or any civil litigation pending from this, any evidence that you have, you can use in a trial of law, okay? Neither me nor the other deputy have any evidence breaches peace is broken by the repo driver, and we acted accordingly. If you have further evidence, then you're more than welcome to, who's that? Oh, you're more than welcome to use it in a court of law, either civil or criminal, depending on what you need.
Police can do whatever they want. They are rarely questioned for their actions. If they get it wrong, whatever. They have qualified immunity for that. Very few people get their day in court. It's expensive and out of reach for the masses. And even if you win, you don't get unbeat up. Jones's attorney, Drew Willey of Restoring Justice, evaluated the reasonableness of the use of force per the county's own policies. The lawsuit claims the use of force was obviously unreasonable. However, the deputies were not disciplined. The deputies' actions were in line with the culture of violence, lies, cover-up, and code of silence prevalent throughout HCSO. The lawsuit did a great job documenting the lies Delgado told the District Attorney Intake Division to get the charge approved.
Okay.
I thought on a public service.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So I got dispatched here to a disturbance at an apartment complex where a vehicle was being vetoed. Upon arrival, the vehicle was already on the tow truck, and the owner of the vehicle was on top of the tow truck, refusing to get down. After a few, I was able to, I had to force him down. I'm like, hey, small tugs, and I got him down. And I was detaining him. And at that point, when I was detaining him and placing him in the back seat, that guy's wife ran into the vehicle that was being repoed as it was already hooked up and the record driver was about to leave. She hopped in the vehicle, so we told her, hey, you just can't jump in the vehicle when the record driver's about to leave. And she was being very belligerent that she wasn't going to get off. So me and my partner, we told her, hey, you got to get out of the car because it's being, it's already hooked up. So I reached in and I grabbed her hand off the steering wheel. We spoke to her for a little bit, and then we told her, hey, we're going to remove you out of the vehicle. So as we were trying to remove her, I had my hand on her wrist, trying to get her hand off of the steering wheel. And at that point, she bit me on the wrist, it hurt. It caused me pain and discomfort, and it left a good bite imprint on my wrist. And so we had to force her off, and then we had to put her on the ground, and then she kept on trying to bite my leg. But she only bit me the one time on my wrist, and I'm trying to get assault on PO charges on him. Public service. Okay.
Jones has no criminal history and had never been to jail. The ADA and deputies sounded surprised that she wasn't in the system.
I'm not showing that she's in the system at all.
I couldn't find her in the system in Harris County.
Okay. Nonetheless, we'll go ahead and set those charges.
The district attorney could stop blue lies by placing officers on the Brady list, but the DA is only half the problem. Most court-appointed and privately hired defense attorneys are a joke. Instead of clearing their clients and holding the police accountable, they push innocent defendants to take conviction pleas. Or sometimes they do nothing. And that's exactly what Jones's court-appointed attorney did. Nothing. He admitted it in a text message. If police misconduct is never challenged in the criminal courts, officers have no incentive to follow the law. There is no pressure to do better police work when defendants are getting convicted en masse under the current system. For over a year, Jones was strung along with no movement on her case. Her attorney didn't even file a boilerplate discovery demand. The court refused to rule on her motions requesting a new attorney. Finally, Restoring Justice took up her case. With a bit of real defense work, they got the case dismissed at the next court date. However, Harris County continues to deny her justice.
It is so obviously wrong, and it sickens me that they hide up under this qualified immunity and don't want to be held accountable for their actions.
The Harris County attorney claims the officers are entitled to qualified immunity, and they seek to dismiss her lawsuit. That's also why we have the body camera shown in this report. The deputies filed it as a defense exhibit. They say the body camera shows Deputy Delgado quickly strike the plaintiff on the left side of her face. I guess that's supposed to help them somehow? In their brief, the police fabricate numerous fantasies that they say should exonerate them. They do not purport these descriptions to be their actual thought processes or actions. Nope. These are made-up hypothetical theories they claim are reasonable excuses for the officers' actions. Perhaps the most ridiculous is the defense theory that the officers should be granted immunity because after they went hands-on, Jones protested. Basically, the police beat you up and then use your understandably negative reaction to justify their force. They argue plaintiff engaged in a confrontational tirade with the deputies, thereby leading to the breach of the peace, which resulted in a physical confrontation and a loud disturbance. Plaintiff is heard loudly refusing to obey the deputies' repeated commands to calm down, arguing with them. This conflicts with controlling precedent Houston versus Hill, which clearly establishes the right to verbally challenge the police. But the police love to turn speech into a crime. To justify qualified immunity, in addition to disorderly conduct, Harris County offers a laundry list of crimes where the police officers are the victim, including disobeying an officer, interference, resisting arrest, assault on a deputy, and community caretaking standard. The deputies argue that they were not trying to seize Jones for any suspected crime when they went hands-on. Actually, they offer no justification for going hands-on. It's barely mentioned in their brief. They state only that Deputy Ribby approaches the car and opens the door to remove the plaintiff from the car to maintain the peace. They provided no citation or analysis to support their conduct. Further discrediting their motion to dismiss, Harris County claimed as fact, both deputies approached the plaintiff and calmly tried to reason with the plaintiff to exit the vehicle, and the officers attempted to reason with her and that they did not immediately resort to force. Finally, and I'm not sure if this is an attempt at satire, they claim the deputies were attempting to safely remove her from the vehicle.
We were actually as calm as we possibly could have been. I mean, we gave them every opportunity.
Within minutes, the sergeant arrived to start defending the actions of the deputies.
Hey, Sergeant Willis, sorry to bother you so early.
Oh, you're in. Let me see your arm.
So, that's where I got bit.
Oh, right here on the,
Yeah.
right on the, okay. Did you take pictures of it?
Yeah, I took pictures of it.
Is the record officer still here?
Yeah, he's
We need to
pressing.
get his information also.
Yeah.
He's a witness call this. Delgado.
Yes, sir.
All right. You got your pictures? Did you call the DA yet?
Not just yet. I was getting on my ducks.
So you got to download your body cameras, both of you. Email me the photographs before you put them in Adams. So you got to email them to me first so that I can attach them to the blue team.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
You got it all figured out? And where's EMS at? Delgado, my boy, man.
He's doing day shift. Been on day shift for long.
I know, right?
Okay, but she's in custody because they accept the charges.
They did?
Oh, yeah, on her, yes.
Okay.
So.
Good. What about him? Well, I mean, that's fine. I told her we were going to file charges on him. I'd write him a ticket for disorderly conduct.
Disorderly conduct?
If Sergeant Willis looks familiar, it might be from this video.
How you doing? Good. Hey, James, go stand by your car. Yes, sir. How are you?
Okay, so
What's going on?
got these guys. I'm not armed. Okay,
I
all I
understand.
got is a camera. The attitude that I got from him, he's standing here saying that he hopes somebody runs me over out here, or that I do something stupid so he can arrest me. The attitude that I got from him was totally inappropriate. I don't need to go downtown. I don't need to go down Baker Street and do a complaint, which they end up in the trash can anyway. We all know that. Unionized police. What can you do? But so we'll just do the line complaint. Let you handle this with him. I understand it's hot. I understand short tempers get short, but that is completely inappropriate. Completely inappropriate. Okay. Which they end up in the trash can anyway. We all know that.
The government's argument is that you must obey the police at all times, even when you are not suspected of a crime. You must obey the same police officers who fail to follow their own policies and rarely face significant punishment when they get things wrong. If that's the reality, then we do not live in a free country. It's an authoritarian state in which the dumbest and most violent, lowly bureaucrats have total control over your life, including ending it without any judicial finding of guilt. Since officers have complete authority over our daily lives, their actions should receive enormous scrutiny. Instead, the government almost always grants its officers immunity, even when they hurt people. Like when Ribby held her head back while Delgado sucker punched her in the face.
See, but we got to call you a mess since I did punch her. And
Borrowing from the lawsuit, alarmingly, the deputies actually created the violence, utterly failing any resemblance of proper de-escalation. And I think that is the most troubling part about this story for me. The violence. When I previously thought local police departments were beneficial to society, it was because I thought they kept us safe. And by safe, I mean specifically and only the prevention of violence. However, I now realize that, like in this instance, the police routinely initiate and create violence over insignificant or even non-issues. Innocent people are being hurt by the very people we traded in our liberty to for safety. It happened to Jones. It happened to me. Don't pretend that it can't happen to you.
Don't pretend. All right, one more thing here. A little bit of Count Dankula.
Fame, a primal allure of many men, the pursuit of which has led to a myriad of both great and despicable people that have in equal parts fascinated and mortified all of us. To chase this dragon almost always results in either your ascendance to a select few whose names will be invoked long after your passing, or usually your downfall into the long night of mediocrity with the rest of us. But that fear of failure does not stop millions of brave or stupid souls from trying. How far would you go for fame? Would you humiliate yourself, isolate yourself from everyone you once knew, willingly leave yourself at the mercy of complete strangers with not even a cloth draping you? Would you be willing to give up everything for that one shot at glory? For your name to be inscribed in the annals of history as a somebody amongst nobodies? Well, today we have a man who did just that. A man who some people might argue was the first ever popular live streamer. And some may also...
Difference between your name and my name.
Okay.
Your name is public information because you work for the public. I don't work for the public.
Okay.
That means I have a right to be secure in my identification.
As long as you walk inside to a school building,
That's fine.
we are entitled to get your name, your identification.
You can ask.
We can.
I'm still here in this public lobby. I didn't enter past this point.
Okay.
If I go upstairs, maybe I have to show ID. But I don't. There's no law that says I have.
You still have to show ID.
No, I don't.
At the end of the day, like I'm saying, what's your name and your ID? If not, I can ask you to leave.
You can't ask me to leave because I'm trying to conduct business.
What business are you conducting?
I just need a blank piece of paper. I fill out my FOIA request.
What's that?
It's a public records request.
Public records. We don't have public records in this
Of course you do. It's a public building.
We don't have public records in this building, sir.
Can I speak to like a supervisor, administrator that can help me? That may be a little bit more.
Nobody's down here right now.
That may be a little bit more knowledgeable in what I'm trying to do. So can you give me a blank piece of paper?
ID, please, your name.
Do you suspect me of?
You have not given your ID yet.
Do you suspect me of committing a crime? Are you a law enforcement officer?
You enter a school building. Yes, I am a law enforcement officer. Yes, I am a law enforcement officer.
No, you're a peace officer.
I'm a law enforcement officer.
You're a peace
The
officer.
job. The job. If you're gonna.
You're a peace
If
officer.
you're gonna speak the proper way, know your information.
You're a
first
peace
before
officer.
we go through. Okay. And as peace officer status, when you enter a building, a public school building, you have to proceed ID. So as I asked you, once again, may not have your ID, so I can sign you in.
I would-
have your information.
I would like to speak to your supervisor, please.
No, you can't. My supervisor is no longer not here.
No longer not here.
No longer not here. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So can
That
we have
means
a
that
good
they
day?
would be
Because
there.
we can do this all day.
I just want a blank piece of paper. Can you pass me one of those?
Have a good day.
No. Yeah, I just want to fill out a FOIA request. I'm gonna fill out my request. I'm gonna submit it here, okay?
Okay, we
Do
did the same thing last time. We got
Yeah,
your
you
picture
guys,
all-
you guys denied me last time.
No, we got your picture all.
You
we
did.
already know.
Remember, I
And we got your
waited.
picture in the head base too. They're
That's
already
fine.
waiting for you. So it's at the end of the day, we can keep doing this all day.
Waiting for me for what?
They're already coming to get you because you're coming to school building. You're crossing line by coming and recording. You don't show no ID. You don't give your name. We went through this.
'Cause I'm anonymous.
No, you're not anonymous, sir.
I am anonymous.
Once you enter a school building, you're no longer anonymous. This is the same
It's not
thing
true.
when you go into a DOD. You're
It's not true.
anonymous until you go CID.
You're sadly mistaken.
Okay, sir.
There's no warrants out for my arrest. There's none of that. So what are you talking about? They gonna come? What are you talking about? They coming to get me? You sound
Detained, sir.
you sound silly.
Are you being detained?
I don't know. Am I?
I'm asking you a question. You asking for information in the building, and I'm asking for the proper ID of who you here to see. You're not giving me the proper ID.
Yeah.
You're going back and forth.
Yeah, I'm here anonymously.
Okay, you can't. So if you're here anonymously, I'm gonna ask you, can you leave the building?
When I finish conducting my business.
You have no business here to conduct because there's nothing that
That's your opinion.
you're not saying nothing. So what business are you here to conduct?
You see me conducting it, right?
What business are you here to conduct? Who are you here for? What programs that you here for?
I'm just gonna refrain from talking
What
to you, sir.
programs
You don't know what you're
are
talking
you here
about.
for? You saying you in the school building, what programs are you here for? Who are you here to see? And if you're here to see somebody, may I see some ID, some identification that
I don't-
have your name and a picture on it?
I don't need ID, sir.
You don't need that? You don't need ID? So since you don't need
Call your
ID,
supervisor.
I'm telling you.
They'll educate you.
All right, so can you leave the building, sir? Because we, as
When I
our
finish
job as
conducting
school safety
business.
agents, we can ask you to leave the building if you're not
Not if
proceeding the ID.
not if I'm conducting legal and lawful
You're not
business.
conducting nothing?
I am. You see me
so
filling out a
where's your
paper,
ID?
right?
You can fill out anything.
All right then.
That just, you
I don't
just
need an
writing
ID
something.
to
That
drop
don't
off a
mean
paper.
nothing. Yes, you do.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I do not.
We can go back and forth.
I'm not in a secure
I have
area.
enough time.
Good,
I have
yeah.
enough time, just as much time as you have, I have the same amount of time.
And the people that you despise are paying you to do that.
Yes.
Hoy empezamos clases de inglés. No, hoy.
Appointment.
Hoy empezamos clases.
You have an appointment today?
Sí, yo lo escribí ya.
Email.
Ajá.
Do you have the email?
No, dijeron que hoy a las 4.
No, there's no classes at 4 today.
O a las 5, no sé qué hora es.
Can I see the email?
No sé si te llamaron.
That's what I'm saying. So who tell you to come in today? Because everything is done by appointment. Did you have an
Pero es
appointment?
que me dijeron que era hoy.
May I see the email?
No, yo no sé si me llamaron. No sé.
I don't know who you spoken to.
No sé.
What's the address here?
XX.
Address.
I
500 8th Avenue.
can't send you up unless I have an email stating that we have an appointment today. Everything is done by appointment. So if you don't have an appointment or a card or to tell you, I can't help it, sir. I'm sorry about that. You gotta have an appointment or a card to show, and that show the proof that we can let you upstairs.
Porque él me dijo que hoy a las 4 arriba en el piso 7.
That's what you're saying to me. That's a word from mouth. You gotta have proof.
O sea, que hoy pierdo las clases. No, pero yo esto no lo uso.
No. You're telling me something that I
Pero
don't
si
know.
yo sé que hoy son las clases.
I don't know what classes you have. Everybody who have classes have cards.
Steve Rogers is funny.
So I don't know. You're telling me something that I don't know. That's from word to mouth. I don't know who you are. So back to you, sir. So do you have your ID so I could process you? Because I need to know what program are you going to in this building? Who are you here to see in this building that you are in?
I'm just here. I told you multiple times, sir.
No, you have not.
I have.
We have programs in the building. Every program in this building, there's
Oh,
people
yeah?
that go to these programs.
Mhm.
So I asked you, what program are you here to see? Who are you here to see? You did not say a program that's in this building. You did not say no program. You said documents that where this is not the building for documents.
No, I'm just gonna submit. I'm gonna write up my FOIA request, my public records request.
You
I'm
can't
gonna.
get
I'm
public
gonna.
records from here.
I can.
No, you can't.
You just said that this is the Board of Education, right?
I did not say this is the Board of Education.
No.
No, I did not. You said that.
Okay.
I said this is a school building where people go to school at, and there's different programs.
Okay.
And
Like
I
what?
asked you for the proper ID. You didn't give me that proper
Yeah,
ID.
because I'm not entering. I'm here in the public lobby.
Okay. Like I said,
I don't need an ID to stand in the public lobby.
It's an ID, you can be free to leave.
You get my ID if I want to go upstairs. I'm not going
I get your
upstairs.
ID once you come into the
That's
building.
not true. It's not true. Because I can enter a school, right? And I can talk to the school safety guards at the front desk. I don't have to give my ID to talk to the school safety guards at the front desk. If I want to enter the school, then yeah, I might give ID. It depends.
Yes, how you doing? How may I help you? So you want to register for, all right, so you would have to Get this paper, scan the barcode, fill out the application, submit it, and they give you an appointment.
It's the lady that was here last time that dealt with me.
All right.
They've just been rude every time.
2 weeks to a month. 2 weeks to a month. There's a lot of people that comes in the building every day, so we have to be patient. Other than get back to you, okay?
Adult education. What's your name and badge, ma'am?
Hello, how you doing? All right. You have the email for them? He said that he was supposed to be here. They told him to come in 4 o'clock, but I asked him where's the email. He said he don't have it. So I don't. That's why I haven't. No, I didn't speak to Miss Peter, so.
He doesn't have a name or anything?
He don't have no name. And I don't know, class is gonna start at 4 o'clock.
He said it's for class?
Yes.
After this old guy.
It's another class.
No.
Adult education's in this building, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want to submit this public records request with them. Can you forward this to them and
No. You saying it.
can you forward this to them and can you just bring me a copy for my records, please? You have the time so I can put the time on here?
The time is
Is that,
3:52.
I have bad eyesight, 352.
What's your name?
Your name.
Your name?
Your name. Your name. Yeah.
¿Cuál es tu nombre?
Ah, ya va.
I just need a stamp. I just need a copy for my records, please. I'd like to submit that. If you guys want to request his recording, his name is School Safety Officer Price.
Sir.
You have a badge number?
That's right there.
Excuse me. I'll come a little bit close to you. Is that 4064 or 4084?
084.
All right, so you guys can request that video. That's public record.
No problem.
Yeah. So are you gonna help me with my business?
Anna. Oh no, it was just the top 10.
Those are the public records that I'm requesting.
Ooh, dirty dog, pulled into the lead.
I just need a copy for my records. I'll wait here. I'll wait. That's my business, sir. You asked me what my business was. I'm asking you to help me conduct it. I just need a copy. Can you see if they make a copy for my records, please? And they keep the original? First time I was here, they were rude to me. First time I was here, too. They don't understand public photography.
She's trying to translate to him, but she's translating
waiting
it
for
to
my
French and
copy, so I can be on my way.
Que yo vengo, me dijeron que hoy eran las clases.
They told him today's the class. ¿Tú sabes los nombres de los profesoras?
Ellos me escribieron, yo vine, escribí el
She,
piso 7, me
she wrote it to him.
y que hoy empezaban las clases a las 4.
They wrote it to him. ¿Cómo escribe? ¿En texto?
Me dejó subir arriba, y clases para adultos, mayor.
¿Pa adulto?
Ajá, mayor. Pero yo soy un viejo, no,
No, I mean, he's exercising his First Amendment. So they should know about the First Amendment. It's just that they don't like when the public records them. A lot of public employees don't like to be watched. But it's our job, it's our duty as Americans to watch the government. Ma'am, can you assist me in my business, please, today? I just need a copy for my records, that's it, so I can be on my way. Can I speak to somebody from adult education? No, sir. I don't need an appointment to request public records.
You want to speak? Got an appointment.
So can you submit that with them, please? I just want to. You're refusing to help me. Do you understand that I'm not expecting you to fulfill the request? I just want to submit it. I just want. You mind if I write your name and badge down? So, because I forgot it already. You said Price, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the numbers? I have bad memory, sir. I've been playing football a long time. I can't see from this far. Can you just tell it to me, please? Can you show a little bit of professionalism? Just tell me.
Professionalism, right there.
He said they're breaking the law. It is childlike behavior, but what can we do? What we want to see is professional public employees, not rude ones. But there's a camera right there.
I'm probably gonna kill this after this video. I want to see if he gets jumped.
I'm not expecting you to fulfill the request. The school will do that. Okay. Is this? Okay. So are you denying me? I'm asking for a copy of my request, ma'am. That's what I'm asking for. Is this the information that you're for the adult learning?
Yes.
So when you submit that public records request, who do I ask for to follow up? That way I can know.
No.
You don't know who the supervisor is? But this is the number, right? 212-868. Okay. So would I be able to go upstairs and submit it myself? I'm just trying to conduct business. It could have been anybody here. You know, don't take it personal.
All right, good night. All right, Mr. Evans.
Sir, do you work for adult education?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm trying to submit a FOIA request. I'm trying to submit a FOIA request.
Oh, I don't know. It's not my department.
It's okay. Thank you.
Yes, we gotta go to.
Ma'am, I'm requesting a supervisor, please. I'm requesting a supervisor, please.
You have the option of leaving, or we'll be going over to either court patrol or have you been working the building, and at this point now you're trespassing.
How am I trespassing, ma'am? How am I trespassing, ma'am? I'm not asking you to. You're lying, ma'am. You're lying, and you're construing the whole thing. You're not even listening to what I'm saying, ma'am. Can I speak to a supervisor, please?
Yes, how may I help him? Yeah.
Can I speak to your supervisor, please?
Is he a student? That's what I'm trying to ask him. Did he register?
Can I speak to a supervisor?
Nobody can report on the 7th floor because he asked.
I don't know what that means. You didn't ask me to leave. When did you ask me to leave?
He cannot go on the 7th floor.
When did you ask me to leave? I don't even know who you are. You didn't even identify yourself. So, can I get that?
Make an appointment to register for the school. We gave him the paper. He got to scan the barcode, fill out the information, submit the information, and they give him an appointment for his email. Yeah. Right.
Why you keep hiding your badge? Let me see your badge number.
Good. You have to scan the barcode and fill out the application, submit it, and then give them an appointment through his email. It can take between 2 weeks to a month before they see him. All right, can you tell him?
Let's request. I'm gonna request that video. I need her name and badge number. Is your supervisor on his way? All right. All right. We'll just wait for that.
Okay. I'll drop the roof again and kill the screen.
Do you see how they just lying? Do you see that how they just lying? She asked me to leave. She didn't even talk to me, bro. What are you talking about? When did you speak to me?
Check it out.
No smoking.
You guys have a good night. I may come on live again tonight, maybe not. We'll see how busy it is. Really having some serious issues with the connection there at that facility.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me. Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, got some egos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space, coming closer for a taste. And I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on that tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation. They say the devil made her for his entertainment, but even he couldn't learn how to contain it. Her high heels make a damn good statement. There is no replacement, a body by Satan. Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, got some egos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space, coming closer for a taste. And I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so